Legal. Yeah. Let's fucking get it, man. What was you talking about? Fucking get it. You are now in tune. You are now in tune with the most wise for your belly. We are here. We got a lot of good shit to share with y'all today. Oh man. These niggas lying again? Niggas out here lying again. Fuck it though. I'm gonna give them that work. You are now in tune with the most wise for your belly. And this is Black Renaissance Podcast. Oh man. I know I had y'all waiting and all that. But this was a goodie though. You know, I had to put it out at the right time. 306 on the down. Or if you flip it upside down, it's 309. But let me help you understand something though. Let me help you understand what we about to get into right here. Let me help you understand how deep we about to go. Let me help you understand that this right here ain't for the weak-hearted. Oh, no. This right here is not for the weak-hearted. This is not for the faint of heart. No. This right here? This right here, cuz? This is a soundbite barrier. Oh man, so let's start with some context. About like last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever the case may be, I had went on a show. It's getting kinda hot in here, sorry about that. I had went on a show, and you know, let me close the chat real quick for a little bit. I had went on the show, and I went up there to kind of speak on this Euphoria issue. So basically, like, 3 of the females in Euphoria, you know, show's basically for a bunch of like white people, white females, no white high school life. But it got the Zendaya, and it's executive produced by Drake. Pretty cool show. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely my vibe. But I guess 3 of them got caught. I guess one of them's like a Trump supporter. One of them is like against like the LGBT, and like another one's whatever. I'll probably find a picture as we speaking. So I ends up going on my god 6 Element of Hip Hop. I guess it's like a podcast or whatever the case may be. I should have linked the description to the show in the joint, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, I go up there, and when I'm up there, look. And I'm gonna show it and all that, whatever. We're gonna get into it, you know. We're gonna be here a little minute, so get your snacks ready. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be here today. What is we talking about? This is that after school special right here. We with the family today. If the family's in the building, man, you know what I'm saying? If the family's in the building, put a fist up in the air. FBA, let them know we here. What is you talking about? Shout out to the family. Shout out to the bros, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the members too, you heard? I see all those subliminals, I see all that, but you know what I'm saying? It's a time and a place for that. Drip and Drill don't come out till Sunday. But anyway, this is what it is. So, I gets up there, or whatever. My fault, a little more context. So, I went on this show to promote my comic book before, and there was there's 2 black co-hosts, and then there's like The A mic is a white dude. I'm guessing maybe Italian or something like that. He may even be from Staten Island. I'm not really too sure. I'll be forgetting this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know I don't really be caring about. You know what I mean? And I got just a bad memory or whatever. But anyway, so white dude, whatever case may be, comic dude. But in the comic industry, racism is very prevalent. You could see it with the Little Mermaid trailer that just released, where Halle is singing beautifully and people still trying to call her what they called her, Arialisha or some shit, like try to ghettoize her. Oh, it ain't gonna be King, it's gonna be King Tyrone, and you know what I'm saying, they gotta make it all ghetto, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. The same thing they did with She-Hulk, they gotta try to make Megan Thee Stallion swerve, you know what I'm saying, in a business environment with some other type of beast. And even though Tariq Nasheed spoke about it yesterday, and in the chat, I keep on telling people about fantastic racism, and a lot of people probably just don't really understand what it is, right? So as a comic book writer, you have a lot of different tropes that you could use, that you could kind of call upon to get your message across. But fantastic racism is basically when people use monsters in replace of like black people or like bears or whatever. Let me show y'all a little quick preview real quick of what fantastic racism would be. I can be like, oh my god, like I actually had this as a kid. What the hell going on out here, man? Damn, yo, they tricked us. So this is what fantastic racism looks like. Right here. Right? So fantastic racism is basically, is basically when comics try to use monsters in replace of minorities or whatever person they're trying to disparage, but more or less always most of the time it's black people or any other than Anglo-Saxon or whatever. So when you see Megan Thee Stallion twerking with She-Hulk, just understand that She-Hulk, that green monster, is kind of like that black woman in The Office. You know what I'm saying? She got super strength, she's super talented or whatever the case may be, but she's black, so she's other than. You get what I'm trying to say? They know the black woman in The Office is so talented, but she's other than. So I wanted to preface this conversation. With that statement, because I want y'all to understand that racism is very prevalent in the comic book industry. And I want y'all to understand the person that I'm speaking to before we dive deep into his statement of Italians and Latinos creating hip hop and being there when hip hop was created or whatever the case may be. First of all, let me be clear. Italians did not create hip hop. Latinos did not create hip hop, and they was not there when hip hop was created. They was not there the first 10 years. And I guess over the course of this little rewriting history series that I'm doing now for the rest of this month, because I see this is a reoccurring theme. This is not like a one-shot thing. This was a deliberate attempt to rewrite our history. This was a deliberate attempt to rewrite our history. This was a deliberate attempt to rewrite our history. And I don't give a damn if I gotta make 100 videos. We are going to find every perpetrator. We are going to find every one of these deplorable figures, every one of these deplorable tethers that think, that feel the need to try to rewrite our history. That feels the need to try to lie to our kids, who feels the need to make critical race theory a thing, so our kids won't understand the truth, that they are embroiled in a system of white supremacy. That's the truth. And when you have brothers like Tariq Nasheed, who writes books like Foundation Black American Race Beta, which is the manual to escape racism in 2022 in modern America. After the Great Reset, yes, our good sister, wrote the ISIS papers. And that's a very great book. But Gen Z, they probably won't understand it. They wasn't raised like us millennials even, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot what the generation before me is. I think that's Gen X. Or the crack babies. You feel me? And I don't mean no disrespect by saying crack babies. It's just, y'all y'all was born in a crazy time, but y'all made it through. You feel me? But when you look at these generations that came before us, they had more fight in them, but they did not document the history. So now you have these Italians and stuff, Latinos running around trying to rewrite history. So when you speak about hip hop to these fake hipsters and hip hop connoisseurs, right? These fake, yeah, I studied hip hop, but I only studied the main narrative. And it's like, okay, that's cool. You know, you like hip hop, you want to participate. But why do you feel a need to come into our culture and change the history that has already been written? Why do you feel that need? So I goes on this brother's platform, and like I said, I've been on there before. I've worked with this guy before. Pretty cool dude, I guess. But like I said, the comic book industry is very racist. Which is why, you know, at this moment right now, I'm focused on building up my podcast brand, my broadcasting brand, you know, strengthening my industry connections and working on that. And I still got the comics and stuff, and I'm still going do the course on September 25th for the kids and stuff, because I want to get more people into it. Shout out to Swarthy Nerds. They know exactly what I'm talking about with the buck breaking and sort of tap. Man, listen, y'all gonna see it for yourself when I pull up this clip or whatever, because we gonna get into it. This right here is just the monologue intro real quick. We gonna get into it. And we gonna get deep. I'm gonna debunk everything he said. I got all the evidence ready. I got everything ready for y'all. This ain't gonna be no Google. Everything's already loaded up in the tab, so it's ready to go. Sound check here. That's why I cut off the comments. I don't even need to see what y'all gonna say. Cause this right here, this is what you call evergreen content. This gonna last forever. And if you have any evidence or any information that I could compile with my already thick pause sheets of research, if you have any websites, videos, or whatever the case may be, please send it over to me. Reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram, email, whatever, website, whatever, comment section, whatever. Let me know, so we can compile all this and put it in one place, so that we could direct our children to these YouTube, so they can know how to defend our culture and our honor. You understand? Because at the end of the day, this is our greatest contribution to our American legacy. Hip-hop is the savior of the black children. Hip-hop is the reason why they defunded the police. Hip-hop is the reason why Chicago is going to put in the Safety Act and take away cash bails. Hip-hop is the reason why they took away cash bails in all these places and trying these new ideas and this, that, and the third. Hip-hop is the reason why black people even have some form of disposable income, because the government was not trying to help us. They gave us some voting rights and told us get the F out of here. Once Martin Luther King said, yo, we coming for housing, we coming for, we need some money, we coming for our reparations. They killed our good brother. And then Jesse Jackson went and took Martin Luther King blood and, put it on his clothes and stuff like that. Then went to Chicago and did an interview. It's facts right here. But I digress. So this white dude or whatever, like I said, he's in the comic industry, we both got a YouTube page. Now my page kind of blowing past him or whatever the case may be. I guess people tired of telling lies. But he's in this racist comic industry. But racists never feel like they're racist. And I'm not gonna say this guy's racist, but I will call him a suspected white supremacist. And if you feel after this investigation, the suspect, sixth element of hip hop, right? Think about this is what this dude's YouTube name is. Spewing this bullshit. This is why I had to do this video. And it took me a little minute to do it because like, yo, damn, I hate to do it to you, bro. I hate to do it to you. But we gotta speak the truth. And when I came up on your platform and I seen you telling lies, and then the sister sitting right beside you co-signing your lies, I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna load it up. I'm gonna wait a little bit though. But let's go. You know what I'm saying? We waited long enough. So, with that being said, we're gonna begin with exposing the racism in the comic industry while some more people load in, people getting out of school and stuff like that. And then we're gonna get into his erroneous statements about Italians creating hip hop, right? And then when I'm like, yo, dude, how could they have created hip hop when everybody knows like the Italian mafia was like racist, like, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was every Italian mafia movie is about them not, you know, kind of going up to Harlem and only selling drugs out there because that's not where they're at, where the black people at, whatever. So like, how they create hip hop? They wasn't like, they're not even into that type of music. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Italians, Sicilians, they listen to their type of music. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with their music or nothing like that. That's their type of music. It's not even nowhere near. I don't even think their music have real drums in it. Maybe it does. Who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, and then he doubled down. This motherfucker gonna tell me that even that was a lie. But listen, if y'all agree with me after this, man, y'all go to his motherfucking comment section and put WS, man. That's all. He ain't gonna know what the fuck. You're like, WS, what the fuck is that? But anyway, let's get into it, y'all. Definitely a great anime and stuff like that. You know, if you like Naruto, you gonna like My Hero Academia. I think it's Japan.
I think it's different. I think it's way better. I don't even think, even if you don't like Naruto, you can.
This guy right here, yo, this dude's opinions, bro. First of all, this nigga's a contrarian. Like, damn, episode 3,789. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This nigga's on Adderall for real. Like, what the fuck? 3,000 episodes, nigga. You got fucking you got more episodes than you got subscribers. Nigga got 3 episodes for every subscriber. What the fuck?
I know.
But yeah, he's like one of those like fake contrarian dudes.
I know my opinions are not popular. I know that. It's like, that's like, you'll never find nobody to agree with me on that. But here's the thing, I'm not really into anime. I'm not really into Naruto. I'm not really into Dragon Ball Z. I wasn't really into that. I only got into my...
Now, you're gonna find out that a lot of racist white people is not into anime because anime is not as racist as comic books, and it's based on the geographical locations that these animations are created. And even shout out to like Nigeria and Africa and stuff. There's like a lot of good animators like popping up out of Africa and stuff like that. You feel me? They don't have like a lot of great storylines, but you know they're coming up in that animation scene, and I would love to see it. You know what I'm trying to say? Even don't get it twisted. You know, tethers are tethers, but you know there are a lot of, you know, good African brothers and sisters stuck in the diaspora because they're on code. They don't want to leave their community in shambles, and they actually want to protect their neighborhood. You get what I'm trying to say? And they know if they go to America, their influence and their mindset, you know, leaves that neighborhood, and it kind of puts the rest of the neighborhood in danger, right? When you don't have that level-headed person in your environment to kind of make those decisions, sometimes that could be the catalyst for your environment to kind of, part of my language, go to shit, but even worse, you know, turn into chaos, like in all types of, you know, death and destruction. But I digress. This dude says he don't like anime, or he don't really watch anime like that, but that's a common thing because of anime being from Japan, where Japan have way more respect for black people, right? Japan, and I want us to get off this this kind of like stereotypical all Asians are the same Asians. You get what I'm trying to say? Because they all come from like different like countries and states or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. So when I'm speaking about Japan, I don't want them to be grouped in with Chinese people, like this suspected white supremacist will do in this interview. He did a lot of things in this interview that showed me that white supremacy is taught in the household. And everything in Tariq Nasheed's book was demonstrated in this exact interview right here. Now, maybe he got caught slipping. Maybe, you know, I told him last minute, yo, I'm pulling up to the show, whatever, da-da-da. You know, maybe that day he was on Adderall. Maybe he was on, you know, whatever drugs he do, whatever narcotics he do. His friend Stu Dog or whatever the fuck that, I mean, it was another dude that used to be on the show when I first when I first was on the show. It was a black dude and this girl right here, the Sada girl, and him and Reno. But this episode when I came on, the Stew Dog guy wasn't there. So maybe without Stew Dog being there to kind of like to balance it out, you know, kind of keep him from going off the cliff. You know, as much as a bedwench this sister is, you know, to some degree, she's gonna side with me and kind of let me get some of my points across. You get what I'm trying to say? A female is still a female at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially a black female, they got their own little slick ways of doing things and kinda, you know, letting things slide or whatever the case may be. But I caught him lacking this day. And I want y'all to pay very close attention. If you have Tariq Nasheed's book, I want you to open it up right now. And I'm going to tell you which chapters to go to describe which activities that was written in the book he's exhibiting on screen. Let's go.
My Hero Academia, because of its sort of correlation with the X-Men, and it's kind of like a superhero type anime. So that's kind of why I got to that particular anime. I'm familiar with Naruto, and I've watched Dragon Ball Z. I know it all. It's just not my favorite shit.
You like comics more than anime, or like?
Yeah, I like comics more than anime. Yeah, I'm more of a.
See, I was setting them up right there.
Yeah. And whereas my son, who just turned 18, he's 100% anime. He barely fucks with comics. His whole wall is different mangas. He's got like volumes and volumes of manga. Everything is anime for him. So but yeah, I cover the comics. He covered the anime. So anything I don't know about anime, he knows.
Why do you think he's more into anime than comics?
Because I think this generation is that way. I think anime has really blown up recently for this generation. Like when I was a kid, anime was movies. Like you had Ninja Scroll, you had Fist of the North Star, right? You had these movies, but there weren't really like any ongoing shows that were popular. Yeah. So like Dragon Ball Z and all that sort of came out a little later, and then only recently got very popular. Like Dragon Ball Z was popular enough, but now it's in Walmart, it's all over, it's everywhere. It's Dragon Ball Z. So anime just has really blown up, I think, with this generation. We're just
also the quality.
It's gotten much better.
Yeah, and comics has kind of went downwards while anime has steadily gone up. I find myself more drawn to anime in terms of watching it rather than reading the newest comics, just because the story is a lot better. So
it's kind of
bullshit,
like superhero type anime. So that's kind of why I got to that particular anime. Now I'm familiar with Naruto, and I've watched Dragon Ball Z and all that. I know it all. It's just not my favorite shit.
And let's be clear, dude don't even be knowing these things, right? This nigga some IGN reading ass nigga, but
yeah, I like comics.
But he do got like a lot of comics and stuff like that. Never purchased my comic, but this nigga got all the comics in the world.
Anime. Yeah, more.
You know, niggas don't purchase them black owned comics. When ain't no white people on the comic or whatever the case may be, you know, shout out to Ripperverse and all that. But he made sure he put that white woman on that cover. And you always gotta look. Even when you see a black person on the comic cover, the white person is always gonna be higher above. Even if you look at this picture right here, Diamond, as you can see, like I'm underneath and stuff like that. Like this is all done purposely. These are all dog whistles that white people send to each other. You feel me? Let's go.
More of a comic guy.
I'm gonna be real. Don't think I'm gonna get videos like this every motherfucking week or every day. This is like once every 2-3 weeks or something like that. You feel me? Cause there's gonna be repercussions behind this shit. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sidebar, real quick. Sidebar. And this is me playing around type shit. But y'all ever notice like every time you like go like violate and really, you know what I mean, put your foot down on white people, you get like a overdue credit card bill or some shit. You're like, what the fuck, huh? How the fuck? I owe PayPal $200. Yeah, you owed us from 1995. You're like, what type of weirdo freaking Illuminati crap is this? Let's go.
Yeah. And whereas my son, who just turned 18, he's 100% anime. He barely fucks with comics.
Of course.
His whole wall is different mangas.
Because Gen Z is not as racist as Gen X. He was really raised and entrenched in the white supremacy. You see, with the internet, we was able to break through. People don't understand how big Spotify is to stopping racism. And one day I'm gonna pull up an interview on I had an interview with on Black Men Upon podcast on Spotify with this dude from the UK. And I was asking, like, how did you get introduced to hip hop? And he said, yo, listen, we used to only have all of these white stations out here. When Spotify was when Spotify like became a thing, when we was introduced to Spotify, we was literally able to now listen to all this music from around the world. So the first thing everybody in his town did was go and listen to hip hop songs, old hip hop songs. Which is why a lot of older talent always say, overseas they get a lot of money and stuff like that. That's what keep their career alive and stuff like that. Because a lot of people overseas are just getting introduced to hip hop, so they're just coming up. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And this dude right here, he's definitely a culture vulture. That's a fact. He may be a suspected white supremacist, but he's 100,000% a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? But could I call him that, being that I participate in the comic book culture and white people created comic books? Or could we say that black people created comic books because we go back to Egypt and show the writings on the wall? You know what I'm saying? Tomato, tomato. But Gen Z is not into comic books because they clearly see the white supremacy baked into comics. And I started with this conversation just to show you that aspect, and then we're going to get to the Latino, and I'm gonna break that all down in the Mafia drink. We're gonna get heavy on that. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gonna be here for a minute. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. So get comfortable.
Because he's got like volumes and volumes of manga. Everything is anime for him. But yeah, I cover the comics, he covered the anime. So anything I don't know about anime, he knows.
Yeah, because y'all just know everything, right? Y'all just know it's that I'm white. It's that I'm white and I say so bullshit. And if y'all probably peep, right? Like, I'm not subscribed to him no more. Like, after this conversation, I had to unsubscribe, and I hope you unsubscribe from my motherfucking shit too. I don't even care. You won't be missed.
He's a
That is though. Like, why you think he's one of the animated?
Because I think this generation is that way. I think anime has really blown up recently for this generation. Like, when I was a kid, anime was movies. Like, you had Ninja Scroll, you had Fist of the North Star, right? You had these movies, but there weren't really like any ongoing shows.
Ninja Scroll and Fist of the North Star are two vulgar ass animes. Vulgar ass. When I say like vulgar, those animes would literally only be shown. Anyone had cable and stuff like that. It wasn't Cinemax. Was it Cinemax? What was the cable channel? If y'all know, put it in the chat. What was the cable channel back in like the 90s and stuff like that? That they would have old movies, but they would have like a lot of porn movies and stuff. Like, they like after like 9-10 o'clock, like they had the porn just jumping crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that titty porn and stuff. Like, they don't really show the vagina. Like, they show like a little bit of like the pelvis and stuff like that, like the pelvis thrust porn. I guess that's what you want to call it, pelvis thrust porn. Like, are they even having sex in that porn? I don't even know. But that soft porn type of stuff. But I think it was Cinemax. Those are the only channels that would show Ninja Scroll and Fist of the North Star, and it would literally only come on like at like 10-11 o'clock. So the programming block that these television shows was placed in was the NSFW television block, which shows you how vulgar these animations were. Heavy on the blood, rape, freak, the R word, you know what I'm saying, like sexual assault and stuff like. Let me not say that. Let me not say that because I would be. Yeah, let me not say that because if they demonetize this, you know what I'm saying, I'm leave it up, but I am gonna be a little bit hurt. But it is what it is. So just kind of prefacing where his mindset is at. We're gonna dig into this dude. We're gonna dig into this dude. I'm sorry. I'm a cordial person. Anybody invite me to their show, I'm always gonna be cordial and respectful. I'm not here to take over your platform. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a special way you want to talk to your audience. But I don't need my audience discovering this video. And don't get it twisted, even though I defended myself, you know what I mean? And the point's not as much as I should have. You know, not as much as I would like to. But out of fear of being that aggressive black man, the angry black man, sometimes you have to be kind of docile and kind of just, you know, go with the flow. And I want all our black brothers to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a war. This is a culture war. It's not about being all angry and aggressive and just going over the top. It's not about always making sure you win in that moment. You know, give things time, let things play out. You know what I'm saying? You know, see what it is, and then, you know, straight.
That were popular. Yeah. So like Dragon Ball Z and all that sort of came out a little later, and then only recently got very popular. Like Dragon Ball Z was popular enough, but now it's in Walmart, it's all over, it's everywhere. It's Dragon Ball Z. So anime just has really grown up, I think, with this generation. We're just
also the quality.
It's gotten much better.
Yeah, and comics has kind of went downwards while anime has steadily gone up. I find myself more drawn to anime in terms of watching it rather than reading the newest comics, just because the story is a lot better. So, and it's not trying to push a certain message or anything like that. It's just focused on telling a good story. So,
any ongoing shows that were popular. So like Dragon Ball Z and all that sort of came out a little later, and then only recently got very popular. Like Dragon Ball Z was popular enough, but now it's...
Now, y'all know that's bullshit. Dragon Ball Z was one of the most popular animes in the 90s. And it wasn't even popular for being an anime. Dragon Ball Z was just a popular cartoon. During the introduction of the internet, most of us would go online to get these pictures that a lot of people would just draw and upload all of these, like, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku pictures and stuff like that, bring them back to school. And, you know, any of us millennials and stuff like that, born in the 90s, we know what's up. Go on AOL, you know what I'm saying? Go to those janky websites, you know what I'm saying? We be up in those janky ass websites, printing little whatever pictures. We'll go to the library for 30 minutes and try to print as much little freaking, you know, moms give us our lunch money, $3-4. We spending that on a copy machine card so that we could go and print out, you know, the Goku pictures and put them on our composition notebook and stuff like that. You feel me? Like, so I don't know what the heck this dude is talking about, but you gotta keep in mind, when Dragon Ball Z was really popping, this one he was really entrenched in white supremacist culture. This one he's learning about white supremacy. This way he's learning I'm white and I say so. This way I'm white and I say so. This way he's learning how to be deceptive. This way he's learning how to be manipulative. He may look Hispanic, but this is a Anglo-Saxon man right here. I remember some chick, I was speaking to some girl on the phone, and I'm talking about podcasts. Like, yeah, I seen one of your podcasts before and stuff like that. So I'm like, you explain to me. It's like, yeah, you was talking to like this Hispanic dude or whatever, and he was with two black guys. I'm like, no, that guy's white. He's like, oh, you know what I mean, sidebar.
In Walmart, it's all over. It's everywhere.
Let me pull the shot back up, bro.
So anime just has really blown up, I think, with this generation. We're just
also the quality.
It's got
DJ Khaled did more for
Yeah, and comics has kind of went downwards while
cannot
steadily gone up.
And that's what I want to really speak to this, you know, and I don't want to go too hard on the sister, but the content level has went down in comics. Miss, first of all, he's going to debunk that statement in itself, because Jonathan Hickman just put out one of the best X-Men stories ever. X-Men's on an incredible run. You know, with Krakoa, the sovereign mutant state, where X-Men, you know, they're no longer being targeted, and now they sell pharmaceuticals. Now X-Men is like fucking Percocet. You know, they selling like this little mutant Percocet or whatever in the X-Men comic books. You know, shout out to Jonathan Hickman, Jerry Duggan, and Benjamin Percy. Those are like the three writers I personally like that's writing that they write a bunch of different Marvel comics and stuff, but they wrote pretty great X-Men titles. So, you know, you go on eBay and, you know, grab those, or you could have went to my website, but now my website kind of down. Maybe it's like for a couple days or whatever the case may be. But definitely trying to focus on this. But you could go to eBay and grab them up, or you could wait for my website to come back up, and I sell a whole bunch of 2022 X-Men comic books for like $3, $2. Cause I just want to get people into comics and just, just being in the culture, because this is a different art form that we could use to help our kids make money. We have to get our kids in all of these industries, and this is why white supremacists like this don't support my comic books. This is why larger platforms don't support independent black owned comic books, because they want to have a monopoly on the comic book industry. And the comic book industry is almost like the heart and soul of Hollywood, because that's where a lot of these movie ideas kind of stem from, whether they're licensed out from comic books or they're kind of just like illegally kind of copywritten, if that makes sense. Basically someone to be inspired by the story and write a script loosely based on the comic, but not based on it enough that they would be sued and stuff like that. But as far as like the content going down, whatever the case may be, she's speaking about she's agreeing with him in the fact that she don't like Marvel having black superheroes, female superheroes. Like, she's all in on the Bedouins. Like, she's all in. Like, she's all in. You feel me? This is what she's going against right now. And I'm just gonna let it play.
Anime, in terms of watching it rather than reading the newest comic. Just because.
And thank you, Ken. No, this is definitely the think tank. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, man. In the beginning, I probably heard my neighbors and shit hating and all that. Like I told you, I live in a war zone, man. Like, niggas be shooting at the door, all types of wild shit, man. I'm telling y'all, it be going down, and I don't give a fuck. You heard? Fuck is you talking about, nigga? This the FBA way, nigga. If you scared, go to church, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We here. You can't do nothing to us that ain't already been done.
Story is a lot better.
And damn sure not making no stupid ass distractions in the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, buy a nigga window. The fuck out of here.
So, and it's not trying to push a certain message or anything like that. It's just focused on telling a good story. So,
yeah.
That's a contradiction in itself. Every story has to push a good message. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think that's that too.
That's very true. Yep, 100%. Yeah, and and there's like streaming service.
And then you see how they like cosplaying and all that. He got the fucking Tribe Called Quest t-shirt. She got her little hip hop shirt. Like, he probably fucking her.
Now you got Crunchyroll, you got Funimation, and those streaming services, they've re-subbed or redubbed. So whereas, remember how anime used to be very bad dubs, like whole conversations are fucking moaning, right? But they fixed that shit. So they literally redubbed the whole series. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's Dragon Ball Z Kai is basically a remastering of Dragon Ball Z to make it more updated for the current generation, to not be like, this is fucking corny, this is stupid, like that's cringy. So now they fixed it.
So you don't think like anime and comics have like two different ways, and as Sada said, right, they have better stories and stuff like that, of course. But you don't think they have like two different?
You always gotta try to like fake agree with the sister when you're in front of white people and shit. You could listen. They'll never try to have that black on black crime argument in front of white people, because that's what they try to do. You know what I'm saying? They try to be there and try to have a little intellectual mandingo fight in front of them for their entertainment. Nah, even if you know the sister's wrong, even if you know the brother's wrong, just agree with them for the time being. And then after, you know what I'm saying, later on, you can let them know how you feel, pull them to the side, or make a video if you got a YouTube. Fuck it. That's what it's here for.
Ways of delivering the same message. And I want to break this down a little bit, right? Like, in anime, they tell a superhero story, right? You see how you see, you said, My Hero Academia is just like X-Men, right? You may not be familiar, but a lot of people see a lot of racism in X-Men. It's been like a kind of low-key debate about different things.
Well, racism. Well, X-Men was based. So, Stan Lee created Professor X, modeled him after Martin Luther King, and Magneto was modeled after Malcolm X. So the Brotherhood.
Look at this fucking Bedouin. Look at this Bedouin though. Look at her.
Academia is just like X-Men, right? You may not be familiar, but a lot of people see a lot of racism in X-Men. It's been like kind of low-key debate about different things.
Well, racism. Well, X-Men was based. So, Stan Lee created Professor X, modeled him after Martin Luther King, and Magneto was modeled after Malcolm X. So, the Brotherhood was Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam, and
the Nation
X-Men
of Islam.
And Professor X was Martin Luther King.
Look at the villains, though.
Movement, and
That's been debunked, right?
Huh? No, it hasn't been debunked. Steve.
That Nation of Islam, that triggered my nigga. Don't play with Elijah. Don't play with Malcolm. Don't play with Farrakhan. I ain't Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? I'm Nation of Gods and Earth's 5%ers, you know, a branch of the Islam, off the Nation of Islam tree. Shout out to Clarence 13X and all the Gods and Earths on 126 and 7th Avenue. Go there, tell them that fleet sent you, you heard? They gonna get you right, get you enlightened, teach you all this symbolism. You know, even though they ain't disciplined Busta Rhymes yet, even though they did not discipline Busta Rhymes yet, but to some degree, we all know the Nation of Gods and Earths and the Nation of Islam, it's sort of kind of all lives matter now, and for a good reason. They was heavily targeted by the government, and only way for them to be able to survive and not be labeled a hate group was by letting these people in, or whatever the case may be. See, with FBA is different. You understand? Because it's a lineage. You can't just take I'm not sure, I don't want to even mess up the name of what Muslims call the oath that you got to take when you convert to Islam. But if you know, put it in the chat. You can't just take an oath and be a white man and become Nation of Islam. You can't just take an oath and be a Hispanic man and become Nation of Islam. You can't just take an oath and be an African with anti-black resentments and take the Nation of Islam oath and be practicing amongst great stand up, the best of the best that the black community has to offer. The most stand up individuals in the world. Excuse me. You can't do that with FBA. See, it's a lineage over here. Your bloodline gotta trace back. We ain't talking Roman Reigns over here. We talking about the real bloodline. See how you see how they like to talk about us without talking about us. But listen, we gonna break it down. It's the think tank for real. And I'm sorry if I'm screaming in your ear. I'm just a little. I get very, very, very passionate about these subjects, man. That's why, you know what I'm saying? I can't be doing these videos all the time. Because it's going to take me another 5 hours to come. You know how much apes? I'm not how much apes. I mean, I'm going to have to buy apes. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to have to buy some za to come down off this. Because I get really upset by these things, man. This should make you really want to go out and do something. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to protest the BT Hip Hop Awards September 30th in Atlanta, Cobb Center Arena. We will be there 6 to 9 protesting. And if you want to protest September, I believe it's the 15th, but maybe gonna be like the 16th. I think I got a dentist appointment on the 15th. So, you know what I mean, I'm gonna give a whole day to creating the website. So September 15th or 16th, let's say September 16th, you go to the website and you register. You register to let me know that you're coming to protest so that I can have enough food, replenishments, water, and even a little McDonald's gift card so that you get something to eat after the protest. I was thinking about trying to take everybody to dinner, but I'm not sure how much that would cost and stuff like that. So I think it would be easier if I just give like a $20 gift card. You know, I don't think more than 15, 20 people gonna come. A little $20 gift card, you know, that's cool. $400. You know, the goal is to raise $1,000. Shout out to everybody donating to the Cash App. Your name will be included on the special things video, and while we live stream and stuff like that, we're gonna figure out ways to incorporate and everyone who donates into the protest and the campaign and stuff like that, because every dollar counts, every person counts, every mind counts. Just us, just the people in the chat. And listen, I was about to do some real like fake shit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I had to catch myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, we got mad people to know. We got 9 people in the chat. All 9 of our minds with me makes 10. All 9 of our minds put together, focused on one subject, is very strong. Sends a revolting frequency out into the universe. Just the frequency of revolt changes the area around you. Earlier in this video, you may have heard a lot of loud noises in the background. Windows open. Just my voice in a rebellious state got people to react around me in all these weird and awkward ways that produce loud sounds that then penetrated through my microphone. You see how that works? Now, they may have been doing it trying to be hating, spiteful, whatever the case may be, but nevertheless, you did it. I don't care how you do it, you did it. You feel me? I don't care how you do it, you did it. And that's what all our minds put together do. Now, when you say Nation of Islam, that's triggering. Because I see how y'all kind of infiltrated that movement, but it's still very strong and still some of the most honorable brothers. But you can't do that with FBA. And that's why people are so hard pressed against FBA right now. They don't even want to let us get off the ground. Because they know this gonna go to the touchdown. This is the ideology that's gonna change the world.
Stan Lee has said it out of his mouth.
No, I'm telling you, Stan Lee said it out of his mouth. I'm telling you.
The Nation of Islam.
Like, why do you think he's more into anime than comics?
Because I think this generation is that way. I think anime has really blown up recently for this generation. Like, when I was a kid, anime was movies. Like, you had Ninja Scroll, you had Fist and North Star, right? You had these movies, but there weren't really like any ongoing shows that were popular. Yeah. So like Dragon Ball Z and all that sort of came out a little later, and then only recently got very popular. Like Dragon Ball Z was popular enough, but now it's in Walmart, it's all over, it's everywhere. It's Dragon Ball Z. So anime just has really blown up, I think, with this generation. And we're just
also the quality.
It's gotten much better.
Yeah, and comics has kind of went downwards while anime has steadily gone up. I find myself more drawn to anime in terms of watching it rather than reading the newest comics, just because the story is a lot better. So, and it's not trying to push a certain message or anything like that. It's just focused on telling a good story. So, I think that's that too.
That's very true. Yep, 100%. Yeah, and you know and there's like streaming services now. You got Crunchyroll, you got Funimation, and those streaming services, they've resubbed or redubbed. So whereas, you know, remember how anime used to be very bad dubs, like whole conversations of fucking moaning, right? But so but they fixed that shit. So they've literally redubbed the whole series. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's Dragon Ball Z Kai is basically a remastering of Dragon Ball Z to make it more update for the current generation, to not be like, this is fucking corny. This is stupid. Like, that's cringy. So now they fixed it.
So you don't think like anime and comics have like two different ways, and as Sada said, right, you know, and they have better stories and stuff like that. course. But you don't think they have like two different ways of delivering the same message? And I want to break this down a little bit, right? Like in anime, they tell a superhero story, right? You see how you see you said My Hero Academia is just like X-Men, right? You may not be familiar, but a lot of people see a lot of racism in X-Men. You know, it's kind of like kind of low-key debate about different things.
Well, racism. Well, X-Men was based. So Stan Lee created Professor X, modeled him after Martin Luther King, and Magneto was modeled after Malcolm X. So the Brotherhood was Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam, and X-Men and Professor X was Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. And so,
that's been debunked, right?
Huh? No, it hasn't been debunked. Stan Lee has said it out of his mouth.
Stan Lee never said that.
I'm telling you,
He did say that. He said that.
You're gonna see it in the comments. But
this is on White and I Say So.
X-Men is modeled after.
They're gonna see it in the comments. I'm telling you, you're gonna see it. They're gonna say it.
No, X-Men is modeled after the Civil Rights Movement. That's what it's based on. I mean, that's what mutants are. It's an analogy for the plight of Black America. I mean,
that was a marketing plan, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm telling you, like, what is the conversation?
I don't agree because I've heard Stanley say it himself and explain it and break it all down. That's where I'm getting this from, out of the mouth of the horse himself, not rhetoric, not videos, not something somebody else told me. I'm literally just taking it from the horse's mouth. So, I mean, you can interpret things in many ways, and maybe so. I'm just telling you what I've, in my knowledge, my information. And
all right, cool.
Now, let's debunk that. You see, when you on somebody's platform, you're gonna be respectful. You know, I said what I said, whatever the case may be. But you see how he propositioned it. I heard it from the horse's mouth, though. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, sorry. It came from the horse's mouth.
Have like two different ways, and as
sorry about that. Let me pause this real quick. Can y'all hear it good now? Let me make sure. Hold on, because sometimes this volume be messing up. Came from the horse's mouth. Two different ways, and I'm sorry about that. Should I just turn off the music? Period. So I could turn it off. You know what I'm saying? See, I won't even hear it and stuff like that. Yo, King Kunta, that's good. That's good, bro. My man got Kendrick Lamar name. Shout out to K-Dot. But let me know if that's better. Let me see. Could I have like a little something like that? Is that good? Can somebody give me like a 1 in the chat? Come on, man. Now y'all gonna have to interact, man. God damn it. Somebody let me know. This video ain't playing until I know. Is the sound good? Put Gucci. All right, thank you. There we go. Now we continue. Thank you, King Kunta.
Yeah, of course. But you don't think they have...
I'm not even gonna lie. This is my first time ever doing that, man. Shout out, y'all witnessing history right now. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Shout out to everybody showing up, man.
Like two different ways of delivering the same message, and I want to break this down a little bit, right? Like in anime, they tell a superhero story, right? You see how you see you said My Hero Academia is just like X-Men, right? You may not be familiar, but a lot of people see a lot of racism in X-Men. You know, it's been like a kind of low-key debate about different things.
Well, racism. Well, X-Men was based. So Stan Lee created Professor X, modeled him after Martin Luther King, and Magneto was modeled after Malcolm X. So the Brotherhood was Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam, and X-Men and Professor X was Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. And
that's been debunked, right?
Huh? No, it hasn't been debunked. Stan Lee has said it out of his mouth.
Niggas about to say Steve Jobs. Now, actually, Stan Lee didn't base Marvel's on Professor X and Magneto off of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. What part of MLK's nonviolent philosophy do you not understand? Now, before I get into this article right here, let me help y'all explain something, right? Now, I was actually doing a book on racism in comics, but I kind of paused that to do this curriculum I'm doing about teaching comics and stuff. I'm gonna upload it on YouTube now that I'm monetized or whatever. So it's gonna be free for everybody. Y'all can watch it, teaching people how to write comics, show it to your kids, and just the terminology. You don't have to know how to draw to write comics. As long as you have a great story to tell and you know how to communicate with the artist, you can outsource it. Overseas, there's a lot of people in China that'll draw the comics for pennies on a dollar. You know, you have Amazon Turks, I believe that is what it's called, and it's like 0.02 cents to pay people online to like promote your stuff. There's so much different, like Fiverr and stuff like that. There's so much different ways for you to do things, you know, without actually having any talent. And this is why it is so important that black people get access to capital, because a lot of these Anglo-Saxon white people are not as talented as you think. You know, they just have the money to pay people in China to do it. You know, they have money to pay Mexicans to do it. They have money to pay, you know, Africans to do it. And the sickest thing about it is, you know, the African, the Asian, and the Mexican, they love being underpaid. As long as they're being underpaid by the white man. But they hate black authority. So in my comic book course, I'm going to speak on all of those things, you know, when you're dealing with animators, when you're dealing with comic book writers, when you're dealing with colorists, and not colorists as in people who exhibit and I guess project or participate in colorism. No, like colorists, like painters, or people who color your comic book and stuff like that. It's a team of individuals that come together like a movie set to put together a comic. When I was doing my book, Racism in Comics, or whatever the case may be, which, like I said, like I canceled my project. I canceled that book to do the course. I researched a lot of these things, and I purchased a book. It's somewhere in my living room right now. I can't find it, but it's somewhere out there. I didn't want to keep looking for it before making this video. And a brother said something that was very deep. He said, how in the world could the X-Men be some type of metaphor for black people when literally all of these people are middle-class white people? Think about Cyclops. If Cyclops put on his glasses and walked through Central Park, Cyclops would be a man with white privilege. Nobody gonna say, oh my God, look at that mutant, oh my God. But blackness, you can't cover that. I mean, Jamaicans have tried. You know what I'm saying? They done cake soap until they can't cake soap no more. But you cannot wash away your blackness. You cannot cover your black. I mean, unless you like Mystique. You know, maybe. Because Mystique was like the only mutant that was actually like all blue, and then she could change. But that's also fantastic racism. And that's why I started the video with fantastic racism. You know, when you use creatures and other aspects, other people, to tell a story. Right? Fantastic racism is a trope. Now, I brought this one up just so you could kind of see a picture, right? But this next article actually goes more in detail with it, like for it to be easily like, you know, recognized and stuff. Like for example, a subset of the old trick with the thorny issues, whatever. Jesus freaking Christ. The metaphor, instead of having the hero encounter racism between, say, whites, blacks, and Americans in the Deep South, or between an ethnic Czech and Roma in Czech Republic, or between the Ainu and the Japanese, or any other set of real-world groups, they encounter racism between two-headed aliens and three-headed aliens, or between elves and dwarves, or between werewolves and vampires, witches and wizards, humans and superhumans, humans and intelligent robots, or robots and robots. Note that this can also cover other types of prejudice, anti-homosexual sentiment, religious differences, and so on. So you see what I mean? You feel me? This has been a common trope in comics. So when y'all understand that, right? When y'all understand what fantastic racism is, and I mean, that's a weird name, but white people have all these, like, you know, y'all know how psychology, this is a think tank. All of us are smart people here. Yeah, we all know when we done read some Plato, some what's that dude named Freud and all that, you know what I'm saying, and all these other like little philosophers. They be having all types of theories and all types of weird words for their theories. So fantastic racism is just like, so because when I say it, like fantastic racism, what the heck, like dude, what the heck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that should just sound weird. But that's what it's called, you know, when they use monsters in place of black people. So mutants was basically another form of fantastic racism, whatever the case may be. And Stan Lee was a white supremacist. That is a fact. You know what I'm saying? That it's not debate. You know, he was just a liberal white supremacist. That's all. Anyway, X-Men, actually Stan Lee didn't base the Marvels on Magneto and all that good stuff. Now, like I said before, if Cyclops walked through the park with his glasses on, he would just be a middle-class white man. Despite what a legion of now grown-up X-Men cartoon and comic fans of the early 1990s have come to believe, and what Screen Rant erroneously claimed as a verified fact. Like, look at what I'm White and I Say So do. And this is why, you know, if you have not picked up Tariq Nasheed's book, it is very important that you do so. It is very important that you do so. Because you have to understand the system of white supremacy to understand this. Because if you, what like Neely Fuller Jr. said, if you don't understand white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. If you don't understand the system of white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. If you do not understand the system of white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. Because you will understand there are no rules. You will understand that law is just different precedent set at the time. Look at what they're about to do to crime in Chicago. They're about to make second degree murder damn near legal. With no cash bail. Like this, these things are not set in stone. The winners make the rules. And when FBA finally win, we will make the rules too. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to understand that. And when FBA set the rules, guess what? Like the honorable brother Elijah Muhammad once said, the black man is honest and compassionate by nature. The blue-eyed white devil is filled with malice. So when the foundational black American is running things, we will make the world a better place for even the tethers that disliked us. We will make the world a better place for even the Anglo-Saxon that enslaved us. We will make the world a better place for the Chinese man that overcharged our African brothers and sisters. We will make the world a better place for the Britons that took our Jamaican parties away for the next 11 to 10 days. We don't give a damn about Queen Elizabeth. Only queen I know is Nicki Minaj. But I digress. What Screen Rant erroneously claimed as a verified fact, which is like Tariq Nasheed say, I'm White and I Say So, they'll tell you a lie and spin it as a fact. Stan Lee, the co-creator of Marvel's Uncanny X-Men, didn't base the creation of Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, quote-unquote, true believers. Now, true believers is the term that Stan Lee has given to his Marvel Comics fan base to make them feel like they're in the know. They're the truth guys. We're the good guys. We're so ahead of the curve, you know? But they always been a part of the agenda. You know what I'm saying? So what, you ahead of the curve to be a part of the agenda? Am I going around the block to get shot type shit? You feel me? Yeah, sorry to break it to you, true believers, but it wasn't true. Now, this is somebody, you know, writing the tweet in July 2014. Magneto was based on Malcolm X, Professor, all that bull crap that people would, you know, just promote for free. But they won't promote your black comic book. They'll promote everything else. But, you know what I'm saying? They'll promote everything that's already successful. But I digress. The revelation may be super sour candy for millennials and others who have come to accept this post-90s pop culture myth as geek gospel. But it must be reported that any similarities between the 1960s civil and human rights icon and the mutant leaders of powerful rival factions in the pages of X-Men comics is purely coincidental. Okay, it was actually intentional. It just wasn't in any way the work of Stan Lee. Bingo. So that already debunks what he said when he said he heard it out of Stan Lee's mouth. That's what this brother just said, right? Am I mistaken? Is that not what he said? I'll keep going to the wrong video. Is that not what he said? Let me play this for this Adderall head.
No, Google it. I'm telling you, Stan Lee said that. I'm telling you,
He did say that. He said that.
But you're gonna see it in the comments. But that's neither here nor there. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You probably bought your freaking followers. You don't have no comments. That's why you're in a delusional state. With your Adderall. And I have nothing against Adderall. But I have something against liars who take Adderall. Because now your lie is on like 1,000. You feel me? Like, dude, you gotta chill. Come back to reality, bro. And this is me bringing you back to reality. Gave you a nice little 2 weeks, man. You know? And what this fool do? He doubles down to my motherfucking DM talking about, well, Stan Lee said what he did, but guess what? The Italian Mafia wasn't racist because Michael Francis said it in this interview right here. Okay, we're going to get to that. Let me pace myself. I told y'all we gonna be here. We not gonna get up out of here till we wax the floor with this white boy. You heard me? And we just having fun, man. This YouTube, man. Intellectual boxing. That's all this is. Intellectual boxing. That's still a homie. Shout out to Reno and Sada. You know what I'm saying? That's probably her baby father. Anyway, I digress. Okay, it was intentional. It just wasn't any work of Stan Lee. Echoes of the stark ideological differences that once existed between Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X that have been woven into the X-Men comics mythos is an outgrowth of the stories written not by Stan Lee at the height of the African-American civil rights movement, as the legend goes. I repeat, because I probably said that too fast. Echoes of the stark ideological differences that once existed between Martin Luther King and Malcolm X that have been woven into X-Men comic mythos is an outgrowth of the stories written not by Stan Lee at the height of the African-American civil rights movement, as goes the legend, but later storytellers who wrote stories for the X-Men in the 1980s and 1990s. Now, this cover right here is the original X-Men. Do you see a black brother on this cover? Because I don't see none. I don't see not one black person. And now we're going to get into why this comic is worth so much money. Oh, man. Y'all don't even know what y'all got yourself into by clicking on this video today. Y'all ain't even know. Y'all wasn't ready for this. Y'all wasn't, but it's the 12th. You got, you know what I'm saying? You know, certain days have symbolic meaning. That's why we can connect to the soul. And right now, y'all giving me the strength to fight this suspected white supremacist. But I digress. Now we're going to tell you why these comics are worth so much money. Because the trick is, these white supremacists like to go back into time. They time travelers. They like to go back into time and read that old racism. That 1962 pure racism. Oh, when the writers could write what they feel and say what they want, boy. Oh, child. Yeah, you might get the reprint, but they mixed up a couple of words. They switched this around, took out that little word bubble. When you go buy that real thing for $20,000 of money made by our ancestors, free labor, that they never was paid for, that we would never was compensated for, that they actively redlined and taped us out. They intentionally kept us out the paint, kept us out of any type of economic prosperity until we created hip hop, and now they're trying to subliminally take this away from us. because they've seen what it has done for our culture, for our people, for our income, for our wallets, for our confidence, for our spirit, for our children. They walk with their head held high as they dance and twerk now. I understand their dances and twerks may be a little bit disrespectful, a little bit degrading. But the positive aspect is, it gives that little girl confidence that she may not have had 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, when they had all this propaganda in their face. When they would just be able to steal our creations without saying anything. So when you look at these people paying $100,000, $50,000 for an old shriveled up X-Men comic, an old shriveled up Superman comic for the 1930s or 40s, those comics are written in the prime white supremacist monster. It literally will take you. Man, I'm not even gonna get that deep. I'm going to. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. My fault. Anyway, created by writer Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, the beloved mutants was born with powers and abilities. 1963. Since X-Men's first appearance, the mutant band has expanded exponentially. For a while, in fact, it almost seemed as though Marvel, basically, he's talking about how, like, in the beginning, X-Men wasn't really working good and stuff like that. They went through different writers and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And the shit wasn't really popping off or whatever. With issue 55, Roy Thomas returned and has joined by issue issue 60. That's when they canceled it or something like that. Like after issue 63, Adams exited the book. Issue 66, written by Thomas and drawn by Sal Buscema. These are two comic legends, by the way. With Wanda being the very last X-Men story Marvel published for a while. Well, for about half a decade. Then, due to poor sale performance, Marvel finally gave X-Men another shot. 1970, they were doing like a bunch of little X-Men titles, writing old like titles over and stuff like that, doing bullshit, whatever the case may be. That remained the debased state of X-Men. That basically like the low value of X-Men. It was like in the gutter, whatever the case may be, for the next 5 years until the spring of 1975. That's when something unexpected happened. Marvel's all new, all different X-Men. Now this 1975 is the introduction of Storm. That's when they introduced Storm to the X-Men. They put the Russian guy, they put Wolverine, they put Nightcrawler, they put the Indian guy, they put everybody in this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. They was on some globalism shit. Fuck that. We got everybody. You feel me? They see that that American culture is more accepting of all these other nationalities. So, you know, instead of, putting a black person, you gotta throw everybody in the mix type shit. You feel me? But keep in mind, there's always gonna be a white person above that person on the cover. So if you look, even though they're painted blue, there is white people above that sister. In May 1975, a reboot of Marvel's Mutant Super Team hit stores in the form of Giant X-Men #1. This sense-shattering first issue offered kids a brand new spanking, Editor Lean Wayne and David Cockrum made up a creative team, handled the second genesis of X-Men under their... Now, Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie. Let me hurry up and go through this shit, because I ain't gonna lie. I done been on this X-Men shit a little bit too long. We gonna jump right into this Latino shit. Right after this little interview, whatever, I'm going right into the Latino shit, because I ain't gonna lie. I didn't realize I was on... Jesus Christ. Even I already said it was gonna be... It's definitely gonna be at least 2 hours and a half. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I told you I'm gonna be here for a minute. But within the next 5 minutes, we're gonna jump right into the Latino joint, and we're gonna get to the Mafia. We're gonna get to everything. And we're gonna speed through it. You feel me? That's why I'm gonna speed through this right here. Bang. 2 months later, August 1975, Marvel did a reprint, all new X-Men, Mutant Tales, and editor Lean Wayne, I think his name was. He wrote whatever. Wisely handed off to storytelling duties to the enthusiastic writer who promptly began shaping the X-Men into the characters that fans across the globe know and heart today. X-Men 94. Now this is the Chris Claremont dude. X-Men 94. Whatever. The Magneto, written by Stan Lee in 1960s, was very much a mutant supremacist, aka a white supremacist. He was a villain in the traditional comic book sense of good versus evil. And it's not for nothing. Stan Lee cast Magneto as the leader of blah, 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 whatever. It was Chris Claremont who gave Magneto an extreme makeover in the early 1980s and remade him the sympathetic villain than semi-noble or whatever the case may be. Claremont also rewrote Professor X and Magneto as formerly having been friends. It was Claremont who rooted X-Men's Xavier's dream, and it was Chris Claremont who rooted Xavier's dream of humans and genetically evolved mutants peacefully coexisting in a more iconic dream of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. His introductions in X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills. Now, he also wrote the word nigga in that comic. Chris Claremont is a whole nother clown. I already did a video on him. Check the archives. He's in there. He's a super clown, super bigot, and he just had a whole rant like 3 weeks ago, going crazy. Claremont also whatever. That's nonsense. Right there. That's just fucking a whole bunch of nonsense. Now, he just go through the story or whatever. In 1991, after Claremont made a shocking departure from Marvel, or whatever the case may be, a bunch of other X-Men writers started like basically picking up the slack or whatever, started basically following his pattern. And that's when Fabian Nightshade made Dreams Fade Dreams. Nitro also did Dreams Die. Scott Lobdell did I Had a Dream. And Joe Kelly did A Dream Reborn. And though the ideological underpinnings of Malcolm X would simmer just beneath the surface of X-Men comics in the 90s, it was really Bryan Singer, the director of the live-action X-Men movie released in July of 2000, who turned the knob on the allegory up to 11. This happened when when X famed By Any Means Necessary speech delivered at Harlem's Audubon Ballroom echoed from the screen. The cleverly placed phrase would make faithful believers of the modern creation myth that Magneto and Professor X even more convinced that Stan Lee's comic book co-creation had actually been patterned from the very start after Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., but they aren't. In later years, some would even find themselves inspired, whatever, and all this other super nonsense. But yeah, and this is the line that he's talking about right here. I hope this shit play. If not, this nigga probably have an ad on this shit or something. How the fuck is this shit so low? So we got that lie out the way.
X-Men is modeled after.
You're gonna see it in the comments. I'm telling you, you're gonna see it. They're gonna tell you.
No, X-Men is modeled after the civil rights movement. That's what it's based on. I mean, that's what the mutants are. It's an analogy for the plight of Black America. I mean,
that was a marketing plan, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm telling you, like, what is the conversation?
I don't agree because I've heard Stanley say it himself. And
Stanley never said that.
It all down. That's where I'm getting this from, out of the mouth of the horse himself, not rhetoric.
That's
not
a lie.
Videos, not something somebody else told me. I'm literally just taking it from the horse's mouth. So I mean, you can interpret things in many ways, and maybe so. I'm just telling you what I've in my knowledge, my information.
That's a lie.
As a reader of the comic, you can plainly see. You can see it. I mean, you can see it.
So hypothetically, right?
Humans would be white people and mutants would be black people. It's. I mean, you can read it in the comic. You don't even have to.
My Hero Academia, whatever the case, right? As an anime, it's not as like covertly racist as X-Men comics now. Kids,
I think X-Men comics are not covertly racist. I think they're covertly anti-racist. I think they're covertly for the people. That's what I think X-Men secretly are, for the people. I think it's disguised as superheroes and monsters and all of that, but what it's really telling you is oppression, human rights. Huh?
You ever heard of Fantastic Racism?
Mm-mm.
When comic writers use monsters as analogies for black people to make it like, since you can't really speak negatively about black people, you just.
Well, they're using monsters as analogies for white people in the case of X-Men. Like you have the what's their name?
Because middle class white Americans are black people, right? Middle class white Americans with superpowers are black people. Like by Stan Lee's definition, that wouldn't make sense. What I'm trying to tell you, like Stan Lee literally.
No, he's
said,
saying that humans in the X-Men, the humans that hate the mutants and they're scared of the mutants and they fear the mutants' power and they fear their ability, and so because of what they fear,
they fear our
that
power.
Whole thing is the analogy of what white America has done with Black America. That's what it's showing.
So if Cyclops walked through Central Park with his glasses on, would anybody know he's a mutant?
No. You see, but you're talking about, but there's a lot of mutants. There's a lot of mutants that can't hide how they look.
It's not like
Just like no. All right, but just like some black people, like what about the black people that quote unquote passing? They're passing as white. So of course there are mutants that can hide the fact that they're a mutant, just like there are technically Octoroon and black people that can hide the fact that they're black. But
what, nigga?
Most mutants
what is this nigga
can't
talking
hide
about?
the fact they're mutant because they're purple and they got horns or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like most mutants are physically obviously mutants and they can't hide it. Look at Beast; he's blue and furry. You know what I mean? Like that's
Beast could change back into a regular person. In issue 1, that person that's swinging, that's Beast.
You're right. Sure, there are some Cyclops characters.
Beast did not turn blue until down the line in the X-Men comics.
Just like myself, I am the way I am. I grew up in the black community. I live in the black community. My wife. But if what I'm my point.
Now you about to watch white supremacy at its finest right before I switch out. Cause he's about to mute me. He mutes me.
My point is that if I
clown ass nigga.
Slade is my moderator.
Fuck your point.
Yeah,
I'm talking mad spicy after the fact, right?
Gotta block somebody up there. I can't even see what's on YouTube.
So now we about to get into the Latino Italians and hip hop conversation right now.
Somebody acting a damn fool. I don't know. Maybe Slade ain't here.
Nah, I probably got to.
Slade is Deathstroke. Slade is the real name of Deathstroke in
focus on like
Batman.
Like the audience, because you gotta have, your opinion. You gotta know what you want to say. And everybody gonna react. Because they don't really. Everybody gonna react based on their perspective, and they don't understand. And I don't want to go off into like a whole different freaking tangent, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, because
right.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? So you don't ever let like the comments and all that. Don't ever let like the live chat people.
Never that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if that get to you, then you just the wrong. You shouldn't be doing this.
Right now.
Yeah, this situation is like once a blue moon.
Very rare. Yeah, very rare.
I'm going through a situation with Latin hip hop and stuff like that with Fat Joe and all that. I posted a video, Crazy Legs.
I was gonna say what. Let's talk about that. You had something you really wanted to talk about.
Oh
yes.
Alright. So are you familiar with
No, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. So you break it down.
Alright, so I'll break it from the beginning. Alright, cool. Could I share? I think I could share the screen on this, right? Let me see something. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send the file over so that y'all can see the first initial like.
If you email me something, I can share it with people. I can show it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Slade. Hit him with that Deathstroke keystroke.
As I'm getting this together and all that right here. So, basically, it's a show called Euphoria on HBO.
Yeah, I watch Euphoria.
Mm-hmm. And I think I watched like the first episode, but I didn't follow it.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, somebody basically it was like it's probably not for you.
Shout out to the person that just purchased my item on eBay too.
That's a good way to summarize it.
I mean,
gotta have those hustles.
It's like a kind of like a generation.
I think it's like for young kids, right? It's for young kids. It's for younger kids, maybe like teens, maybe.
I would argue maybe
that's the target audience. But Drake, I think that's like Drake and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's
I know
it's
like Skins, but watered down. Skins, but watered down. That's it's like that.
Okay. Yeah. Like drugs and sex. and teenage debauchery. Yeah.
Wait, there's a show called Sin.
No. Skins.
Oh, Sin. Oh. Alright, so yeah, right. So it's just like show whatever. It's like some little like white high school show, whatever the case may be. And they're the people on the show. All right, so I'm emailing this because I can't.
Now I emailed it to him, and nigga act like he didn't get the email and all that. That's when I first realized this nigga was like a super liar. I mean, I realized it's between a whole different incident, but that's neither here nor there. But this is what I was speaking about.
Yeah,
more or less. Matter of fact, Beach Boy, you know what? We're gonna do. I'm emailing you Euphoria stuff or whatever. Boom. I'm gonna speak on the Latin hip hop situation.
Yeah, the Latin hip hop. That's what we want to talk about. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, let's start from the beginning. Boom. Fat Joe. Let's rewind a little bit. Busta Rhymes said that Caribbeans created hip hop. Now, you know, Kool Herc is not the creator of hip hop, but he is like
the pioneer, first one to do the part and break beats.
He's like credited with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he kind of legitimized it. He made sure that, you know, everybody had a place to go to, had the big speakers, you know.
Yeah, he did the rec party. He started playing the break beats and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. But there's other DJs before him was playing break beats and stuff like that.
Right.
Now keep in mind, right? The name of this channel is Sixth Element of Hip Hop. So this supposed to be like one of those great conversations that he could actually have a conversation on, right or wrong. You feel me? Like if we talking about if the name of your channel is hip hop, I got on these hip hop t-shirts and all this, and now y'all about to tell me some shit that clearly shows me y'all don't know about hip hop. And that's why I said he's a suspected white supremacist, but for 100,000% fact, he's a culture vulture because he does not know hip hop for shit. Talking this bullshit.
Right, but they just didn't get that publicity and all of that. But that 1520 Sedgwick and the flyers and all of that, and it was actually some girls' party, like a back to school party and shit. That was the first. That's when they credit as the first jam, as Kool Herc's first jam. But obviously it wasn't even his first jam. It definitely wasn't the first part jam, and it was other DJs doing it. And it was Latinos out there.
Yeah,
it was Latinos out there.
Right. All right, so cool, right?
Now, you see, like I tried to just let the nigga say what he said and go past it. I you know what I'm saying? I tried to be on something like, yo, you know what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me not even be on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I try to just, you know, kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know when you being cordial, like, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I already had this conversation online. Then this nigga goes into Italian. Now, Latinos was there. We all know that they wasn't there. We done debunked all that, whatever the case may be, right? But I just want to show y'all something real quick. I want to just show y'all something, you know. And I'm gonna do a separate video on this, but you know, since y'all here rocking out with me and all that, man, I'm gonna give it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna throw all this in here. F it. Y'all rocking out. I'm gonna give y'all the best possible show I could give y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for y'all, straight like that. I work for y'all. I ain't no boss. I'm a worker. I'm the nigga that sit here and make sure none of us get screwed over with none of these lies by none of these liars. Period. But he said, oh, Latinos was there, whatever the case may be, right? Now, cool. This picture right here, and it was not there, but just cool, whatever. We're gonna push that to the side for right now. This picture is taken in like the early 90s, right? So now, if you're gonna say that Latinos was there in the beginning of hip hop, now first of all, they're saying that Latinos helped create or whatever, whatever, cool, boom, boom. And then Latinos did not help create it, because I keep saying, let me stop saying that, because I always be like, whatever, cool, just like go off and then like switch that subject. And I don't want people to fall under the misconception that I'm saying or whatever, cool, as in I'm agreeing with that statement. So let me not even say that. Latinos was not there at the beginning of hip hop, and Latinos did not help create hip hop. Latinos did not help create hip hop because Latinos was not even there at the beginning of hip hop. Latinos started coming into hip hop heavily around the 90s. The person who brought Latinos into hip hop, for the most part, was Fat Joe. Now, I'm going to show you how this man used our people. And this is why, you know, these bed wenches like Sada and all that, you know, she got to get this work too. She got to get this work too. Now, you know, I ain't gonna go ham. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go ham. I don't know what the heck are they talking about? Oh, here we go. You know, I don't want to go ham or whatever the case may be, but at the same time, you got to get this work, mama, because you endorsing this. You the person that's giving him his hip hop validation, and he knows that. He knows he got to sit beside two black people to even have a title like Sixth Element of Hip Hop without him looking like a super culture vulture. But then he sit beside y'all, and I pray he paying y'all some type of money. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I looked at him funny. Once I ain't see that nigga on that motherfucking, you know, receipt list. I ain't see his drink pop up. I ain't see his drink come to my Amazon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you in business, you know who order your stuff. It is what it is. So you know who supports you and who don't. You don't gotta scream it out loud or nothing like that, but you know what it is. And I'm like, yo, I was up there, this nigga pulling out every comic I'm speaking about. Oh yeah, no, let's go. This comic. Oh, all right, cool, bro. So what is it to spend $6 on my comic? Oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see what it is. All right, cool, it is what it is. You feel me? But I knew who he was then. See, the first time I went up there, I didn't really kind of, you know, I not have to promote my product, so it is what it is. You want to play ball. You know what I'm saying? Never miss a chance to play the game. Never miss a chance to play the game. Never, ever, ever miss a chance to play the game. You feel me? Don't let all of the activism and all that fuck up, you know what I'm saying, your bag every now and then, you feel me? Now, stand on 12. You're not stand on 12. Stand on 10, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Stand on your morals, stand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do what you gotta do, you feel me? Like, but don't ever miss a chance to play the game with your morals intact. You feel me? That's what I really mean. Don't ever miss a chance to play the game with your morals intact. So, Fat Joe brought this hip hop collective in. You feel me? Fat Joe brought these Latinos in. Fat Joe brought all of these Boricuas in the door. They was not in hip hop like that. Maybe Be Real, maybe this person, maybe that person, but they was not here heavily. You see, you got the spray can too. Now, what I would say, they was heavy on the graffiti though. I'm not gonna lie. Even though, you know, Cornbread started and all that, you got the dreams in. They was heavy on the graffiti though. Heavy on the graffiti. Not gonna lie, they get ill. They get ill with the spray paint. And that is one of the elements of hip hop. Gotta give them that. But at the same notion, we gotta figure out the root of this virus. This virus called rewrite history. This is the man that you could single-handedly look at and say, okay, this was your mission all along. But now you want to go back even further and try to rewrite history. And then you have your co-conspirators, these suspected white supremacists, who go along. They say, "Oh, you know what? Latinos throwing they hat in right now. Oh, let's throw let's throw Italians in there too. Fuck it, we all here." But guess what? Before Fat Joe created a terror squad, which was the first Latin rap collective, for the most part. He was DITC. Shout out to Digging in the Crates, Big L, Lord Finesse, Showbiz, AG. Shout out to the Girl Code. Shout out to DJ Premier. Real hip hop legends. He's all the way in the back. He ain't got no hand now. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? And they letting him be a part of the culture. Now, what's similar about this picture and this picture? All culture vultures surround themselves with black people first. They get the clout. They learn our mannerisms. They learn our slang. Because you have to learn AAVE, African American Vernacular English. Our slang in itself is a language. And it's updated so frequently that if you're literally not like beside a black American, you would not know what a nigga saying. You could be around, like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. You could be around a gang member, and he could be talking to another gang member, and them niggas could be lying, like they could literally be right next to you saying, "Yo, we about to shoot this nigga in his head." Damn, I hope that ain't offensive. That's probably why I probably shouldn't say it like that. But you get what I'm trying to say? They could be about to say that, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But two niggas from the same set, it's gonna sound like this. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, son. I'm super hungry, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, but you know that soul food spot, like, you know what I'm saying, with that nigga, man. You know that nigga, man. You know our niggas don't fuck with that nigga, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, but my shit on the gate, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, damn, I'm trying to just. I don't want to eat this nigga food today, yo. Like, fuck, if you gonna eat his food, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to that spot, eat it. Bow! Nigga done. You feel me? Like, the whole time, yo, we gonna have to eat his food, and the nigga they talking about is you. And the food that they about to eat is the fucking hot one that's gonna be in your motherfucking dome piece. Now, that's literally not how it would sound, but I just made some shit up hypothetically. But you get what I'm trying to say? Like, our language is our language, our slang is a language. Now, you know, it ain't the King's English. You can't go and get a motherfucking job with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go get a job with your street respect and all that, whatever the case may be. Because black people don't own enough corporations. We don't own enough, businesses to hand out jobs for someone who has street credibility, whatever, And for the most part, I'm not even gonna lie too. Let's be real. Let's be real. If you do have a super high level of street credibility, you can get a job with like a rapper or something like that. But it's a little less, like, few and far in between. But anyway, I digress. The similarities in this image is you always find the culture vulture surrounded by black people at first. And then they go out and they do their little all white people thing. They're all, you know what I'm saying? Then they go in and find they people and delineate from us. So what's the problem with us delineating from them? From everyone. And making sure that we protect our culture. Like, shouldn't be a problem. But let's get back to this lie where he about to tell you that Italians was there on top of Latinos being there.
Kool Herc's first jam, but obviously it wasn't even his first jam. It definitely wasn't the first part jam, and it was other DJs doing it. And it was Latinos out there.
Yeah,
it was Latinos out there.
All right, so cool, right?
Italians out there too.
They say that, right? But this is
now. Only reason why I said they say that is because like I had seen like a Tariq Nasheed video. But I didn't like at that time. I didn't actually even click on the video, nothing like that. But he had this thing where I guess like some Italian dude, like the headline read like, Italian dude claims hip hop or whatever. So when he said what he said, I'm like, oh, they said that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, just try like flush on by it. But this nigga doubles down.
My family's from Queens.
Alright, hold on. Let me email you these pics real quick, and then we're gonna speak on that.
I'm trying to get this nigga.
Now, like I was saying.
I was trying to shoot this nigga so much bail. Like, I'm like, listen, let me do this. I'm trying to say this nigga. It's like, nope.
Now I'm maybe they wasn't, right? And only reason why I say maybe they was and maybe they wasn't, because in the 70s it was not like a prevalent thing for Hispanics or Latino, Italians or Latinos to really be in hip hop, right? They was more like disco, whatever, salsa, whatever they was doing.
Right.
Opposite stuff, whatever. Case may be still calling people niggas and all that other shit. That's cool. Whatever they was doing back then, you know. But
that's actually not exactly true. Blacks and Italians were actually working together all the time.
You see how easy these white people just lie? You see how easy this nigga just lied? And now we gonna play with this Michael Francis thing. And I never even seen this yet or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had just sent it to me in DM. I never really watched this, but I'm gonna watch it now. But you see how easy this nigga just lie?
That's something that the movies perpetuated, that the mob was super racist and all that. Like even if you go watch
that the movies perpetuated every single Italian movie to date. Okay, all right.
Sammy the Bull or Michael Francis, they got
two rats
and shit they talk about all the time. They're like, that shit is.
Pull up a Michael Francis interview. Pull up a Michael Francis interview right now. We'll say that so I could debunk that bullshit.
And now we're gonna pull up the Michael Francis interview so I could debunk that bullshit. Let's see.
Issue. So yes, nepotism is a major part of that life. If anybody tells you different,
man, this thing got the ads all
It
crazy.
is okay to be so
But
stressed and
it's supposed to be around like the
overwhelmed.
14-minute mark. And if y'all want me to upload the DMs homie had sent me, you know what I'm saying? Well,
we're not being honest with you. It is
well, I'm like,
now,
yo,
it
dude.
was then,
And the
and it
DMs,
always
like
will.
at the end of the DMs, I was like, yo, dude, you gotta take drugs. Like, you cannot be. It gotta be something off with you, bro. Like, you don't get it. You just don't get it. Like, but I'm like, all right, bro. But I guess when you buy your followers, you don't get comments. So for the most part, you kind of stuck in your own little delusion, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Drug-induced delusion. I don't fucking.
Let's move on. Next question. Was there generally good feelings between the five families? In other words, was there warring between the families? Let me get this straight. No. The families did not go to war physically.
The families didn't go to war? Now, based on how this nigga's even starting this shit, it's like, okay, I see what's going on here. It's the whitewashing of Italian culture, so they won't have the stereotype as criminals no more. They trying to get the criminality stereotype off their name. You know what I'm saying? In all the movies and this and the third, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because they understand that when you have the stereotype as a criminal, you don't even have to do crimes to be convicted. When you have a stereotype as a criminal, you don't even have to do crimes to be convicted. When you have a stereotype placed upon you as a criminal, you do not need to commit a crime to be convicted. R.I.P. to Michael Browder. I think that's his name. I hope that's his name. God damn it, let me find his name real quick.
Commission, as you know, Luciano put that commission together way back in the 40s, I believe. And at that point in time, the five families, actually all the families throughout the country, operated civilly among one another. If there was a
Civilly?
dispute,
What the fuck is this
it
nigga
was
talking about?
it was
Civilly?
resolved in the right way. Families did work with one another quite often. So yes, they did get along. We had many businesses that we shared among one another. Yes, there were disputes in other families the same way there was in our family. So it happens quite a bit, but they're resolved peacefully. It's not a situation where families go to war. That hasn't happened since the 30s and the 40s. Hope you understand that, and that's that. I think, one other question I really want to get to, and this is something that really bugs me. Why is the mob racist against blacks? That's not true. Does racism exist? Of course. There are some guys in my former life that didn't like black guys, that didn't like Mexican guys, whatever. It happens like in any walk of life. But is the mob, the mafia,
Whoa.
on a list? Happened to me.
Whoa. Oh my God. No. Now, this is a bittersweet moment. Shout out to I don't even know if I should put her name in this. Shout out to Mo's niece for just texting me and all that, cause I wanted her to come and help me host one of these. I want her to help me host my Sunday shows. And, you know, I want to have like a female segment. You know, I see that a lot of my subscribers are men. You know, particularly in my age group and stuff like that. But I also want to kind of get some sisters over here, and it's not like I love my brothers or whatever, but I just wanted like a more balanced chat room and stuff like that, because I see, and not to digress, but just to you know, Ken Nard said, you know, shout out to Black Renaissance think tank, and that's the goal of, you know, what I want to kind of put together. And what I really want to do by balancing out the chat with more females, I want to have this be like a club, like not like you know, like you know how you go to like a nightclub and you go there to meet people and stuff, you know, you go there to chat and stuff. Like when I'm in other people chats and stuff, like, and y'all can catch me in a million other chats on YouTube. I'm a regular person, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody chat, whatever. But it's a conversation going on in the chat outside of the conversation that's going on the screen, which gives you like two forms of content at the same time, two information sources at the same time, and you meet people and stuff like that, and it's just like such a good feeling to kind of like know that someone likes the same things that you like. Because if you're in the same chat room and stuff, watching the same video, obviously, you know, y'all might be into like the same things and stuff like that. And it's not about like relationships and all that stuff. It's just having more communication amongst our people. So I did want to bring a female on and stuff like that. That's why I said it's a bittersweet moment, because she was just texting me, whatever. You know, shout out to her. But the bitterness is this dude really said that. And it's like, this is propaganda right here. And why does everyone get to do this but black people? Why does everyone get to change their story but black people? Dude, the Mafia wasn't racist? First of all, you cannot even join the Mafia if you're not Italian. By that alone, you would qualify for racism. Denying someone entry based on their race. Fucking idiot. Yo, I'm telling you, these people are stupid, yo. Without their white privilege, these people are fucking idiots. Without their fucking ethnic ambiguous nature and all that, these people are fucking idiots, yo. They just idiots with money. Because they got $1 million worth of white skin and they can cash in at any point of given time they want. Whenever that white man is ready, he go cash in that skin tone. And he gonna get $1 million, you hear me? Niggas can't get a motherfucking EBT card with their motherfucking black skin. We gotta work for everything. Twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times over. We get sabotaged, we gotta build it back up from the scratch. These niggas get to rat, do all types of shit, come out here, lie, rewrite their history, this and the third. And then you have idiots like this fucking narcotic fool up here with this fucking bedwench over here who pushed this idiotic fucking stupid shit, and then people in the chat like Slade and Jill Morrison, Ghost Blood, take that dumbass information, they go push that shit to they stupid ass fucking friends. And then this is how these fucking lies become facts, because a lie repeated over and over and over again ends up becoming a motherfucking fact if you do not correct the shit. 2 weeks now, one fucking person in this dude's comments. 3,000 fucking videos. It's a fucking certified loser. But is he a white supremacist? Let me know. Do y'all think he's a white supremacist? If he's a white supremacist, type like a WS in the chat or something like that. And if he's a suspected white supremacist, if y'all not too sure yet, type SWS in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still on the gate with it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not too sure. He may have been high. So let me know if y'all want me to bring him up to my channel and have him do an interview on this platform so he can get a piece of reality. We don't want to be around these bought and paid for followers and all that weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? What the heck? What the fuck is this right here? I've been telling you, every time you evaluate me, some weird stuff just happened out of nowhere. Like, some shit just popped up on my screen by the app I didn't even know I had. Like, what the hell? Nah, I'm playing. But anyway, let's get back to it.
And that list is submitted to all 5 families. If anybody knows anything about that person, that they should object to their becoming made, they're supposed to report that and tell it. So security is a major issue. So yes, nepotism is a major part of that life. If anybody tells you different, they're not being honest with you. It is now, it was then, and it always will be. Let's move on. Next
Nepotism's
question.
in everything.
Was there generally good feelings between the 5?
And just to kind of elaborate on that point, just a little tiny tip. FBA family, don't be afraid of nepotism. Don't be afraid of your lineage. Don't be afraid to give your kids more chances than the next person. Don't be afraid if you have a business to prioritize your family over other employees and stuff like that. Don't be afraid. Your family is your family. Period. That's what you in business for, your family. And by universal law, any other black American you see is your family. So any other black American, you should put them first before any other person. That is our nepotism, you heard?
Family.
Put black people first.
In other words, was there warring between the families? Let me get this straight. No. The families did not go to war physically. A commission, as you know, Luciano put that commission together way back in the 40s, I believe. And at that point in time, the 5 families, actually all the families throughout the country, operated civilly among one another. If there was a dispute, it was resolved in the right way. Families did work with one another quite often. So yes, they did get along.
I'm leaving that in there for my gangsters, you heard?
Shared among one another. Yes, there were disputes in other families the same way there was in our family. So it happens quite a bit, but they're resolved peacefully. It's not a situation
Respect the program.
where families go to war. That hasn't happened since the 30s and the 40s. Hope you understand that, and that's that. I think, one other question.
The gang says
really
gotta stop going to war.
This is something that really bugs me. Why is the mob racist?
So he just came out of nowhere with this question?
That's not true. Does race want to get to it? This is something.
This nigga just the way. So he didn't even read this off the phone. He just literally came out of nowhere and just said this shit.
The 30s and the 40s. Hope you understand that, and that's that. I think. One other question I really want to get to. This is something.
And it didn't even cut out. So I don't even think that was an edit. This nigga really just like freestyled that off the top of his head. Nobody even asked him that. Yo, this shit is crazy. Yo, they really want to get us, yo. They really trying to rock us back to sleep. Yo. They are mad that we woke. It is really a war against wokeness. This nigga just freestyle. Man, you know what? I just want to get to this because, this on the agenda, Since Latinos talking about they created hip-hop and shit, let me just let y'all know too, man. Italians, we was never racist. We don't know what those films are talking about. We don't know what your uncle, your family, your grandmother, your grandfather is talking about that was running the number spot and they would come in and call a nigga and all. Come on, okay.
That really bugs me.
Harlem, stand up. Harlem, get up in this chat and let these niggas know. Because in Harlem, they gonna tell you the motherfucking truth. Harlem niggas still remember when the Mafia was coming out there and all that. It's still niggas used to run with Bumpy and all that in Harlem right now that will tell you the real facts. Harlem, get up in this motherfucking comment section and debunk this bullshit, because we have motherfucking old school gangsters still alive to this day that'll tell you what it was, nigga.
Why is the mob racist against blacks? That's not true. Does racism exist? Of course. There are some guys in my former life that didn't like black guys, that didn't like Mexican guys, whatever. It happens like in any walk of life. But is the mob, the Mafia, La Cosa Nostra, as a whole, racist against blacks? No. I want to give you an incident that took place with me when I was in prison. When I was in Terminal Island, I used to hang out with a lot of my black friends. We used to play ball together. So,
okay, let's debunk that bullshit. When you was in prison, right? When you was in prison, nigga, first of all, when you in prison, y'all are the minority. Of course y'all gonna be cool with black people. But just to debunk that bullshit real quick, that's why I told that nigga, yo, play that shit on live so I could debunk it right in front of you. But I'm gonna debunk this shit. Like I said, it's the first time I actually seen this, so I'm literally gonna do the research right now and debunk this shit right in front of you, right in front of y'all, literally real time. Because if all that was real, right? A fellow inmate named Walter Johnson punched Gotti in prison on recreation or whatever, leaving him bleeding and breathing or whatever, because according to New York Daily News, Gotti disrespected him with a racial slur. That's in 4K right there. That's in 4K right there. That's in 4K. What is these niggas talking about, man? What is this dude talking about?
hang out with a lot of my black friends. We used to play ball together, softball. Guys that want to get to it. This is something that really bugs me. Why is the mob racist against blacks? That's not true. Does racism exist? Of course. There are some guys in my former life that didn't like black guys, that didn't like Mexican guys, whatever. It happens like in any walk of life.
And I think he's talking about the present too. You know what I'm saying? So this is another, you know what I mean, like a weird white person trying to manipulate the situation, because I think he's talking about like right now, like is the mafia racist right now? You get what I'm trying to say? Like this is a whole bunch of semantics and just manipulative wording right here. But we gonna get all these little mind traps out the way. We gonna debunk all this shit right in real time.
But is the mob, the Mafia, La Cosa Nostra, as a whole, racist against blacks? No. I want to give you an incident that took place with me when I was in prison. When I was in Terminal Island, I used to hang out with a lot of my black friends. We used to play ball together, softball, when I was out on the yard and I wasn't in the hole. We used to talk. I had a lot of the young black gangbangers used to come to me. They wanted to discuss things.
A lot of the little young gangbangers.
And I liked a lot
of the little young gangbangers. Because everybody in jail is a gangbanger, right? Because there's not Muslims in jail. There's not regular black people. There's not neutrons in jail. There's not neutral people in jail. Every black person in jail is a gangbanger, right? There's not innocent people sitting in jail. Okay, all right, okay. See, you just gotta really pay close attention to the words, man. They're gonna tell you everything you need to hear about a person's mind.
Some of their moms I met in the visiting room. Good people. Same the way I was on the street. I worked with Don King. I worked with Al Sharpton way back when. That's a whole story. I got along with a lot of blacks in the music business. Never racist, nor was my father. Okay? But I want to make this clear. I'm in Terminal Island, and there was some mob guys from Los Angeles in Terminal Island at that time. Pete Milano was the boss. And they used to hang out together. I was always cordial to them, always respectful. I didn't hang out with them. One day, Pete Milano calls me and he says, "Mike, I want to see you. Something I want to discuss with you." I said, "Sure, Pete." I go and meet him. He's with a couple of the other guys. Sam Shortino, really nice guy. He was very close with some of the guys in New Orleans. Nice guys. I liked him. But Pete said to me, "Mike, what is it with you?" He says, you know, I see you hanging around with the black guys all the time. You don't sit down with us. You know, you don't play cards. You don't talk. I said, Pete, let me explain something to you. I said, I don't like doing what you guys do. As you guys sit down and play cards all day, I'm not into cards. You see me?
Him saying that I don't like doing what you guys do, that sounds like him saying, you know, I'm not racist like you guys, man. I know all of y'all racist, but listen, I plan on being a rat when I grow up. Because I'm pretty sure he wasn't speaking to him when he ratted. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, you know, and his father not being racist, he testified against his father too. So I don't even know why the fuck he brought that up. Like, this dude's a fucking super cold rat, but that's even end of there. He's telling him like, yeah, you know, I don't do what you guys do. You know, I'm not a racist and I want to be a rat. So, you know, you guys ain't gonna like me anyway. So let me just get these black guys cool with me now because I'm gonna need them to protect me when you guys are on my heels, trying to knock my head, trying to knock my head off because I'm gonna testify against my own family, like a fucking loser.
On the field, I play softball with these guys. You know, we play racquetball together. I see when we're out on the yard.
Like, who testifies against their father though? Shout out to my pops too, you know what I'm saying? He, you know what I'm saying, trying to find a new place and all that, you feel me? You know, pops doing the damn thing and all that, you understand? Fresh out the motherfucking federal year. Foundational Black American, just came back from visiting the fam and all that. You know. I want to send my flowers to my cousin and all that too. You know, feel better. We here with you. The whole FBA family's here with you, man. All foundational Black Americans, man. But I would never, ever testify against my... That is insane. I know my father would never, ever testify against me. Ever. My father would happily take a charge from me. And I would happily take a charge from my father. All the wisdom that he imparted upon me in my life, I would not be here talking to y'all like this if it was not for my foundational Black American father. I would not be such a down-to-earth, nice person. I would not be the untouchable Dave Dawes. I would not be the Prince of the South Bronx. I would not be Flea Belly. I would not be the most wise. I would not be Mr. Big. That's my pop's called. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for my father. Now, yes, my mother has held me down to the umpteenth power. And I love my moms as well. But don't ever get it twisted. This consciousness, this perspective, this confidence, this come from my pops. I'm little David in his eyes. So you telling on your father, I could never respect nothing that you say out your mouth, you heard? I could never. I'm trying to find a drink where he testified against his pops real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Alright, that's some other shit. I don't know why the fuck I clicked that. He claims he left the life without betraying any of his former associates, but people say the only way he could have gotten out is if he was snitching. Okay, it's some bullshit. Man, I'm gonna find that drink for y'all, man. This nigga told on his pops though, man. This motherfucker testified against his pops, man. I don't know what the fuck this nigga talking about. I'm gonna find it for you. And listen, matter of fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna be that person. Because I will be doing what the suspected white supremacists did. So, you know what? I'm gonna apologize for that. And I'm actually gonna try to even trim that part out. I'm not even gonna say he testified against his father. I'm not even gonna call him a rat and all that until I literally have the article that I could show you. I read it somewhere, whatever the case may be, or probably, word of mouth in the streets, whatever the situation may be. Get information from a lot of different places. Niggas really outside too. And niggas ain't just on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Niggas really outside, really talking to people. I really live in Little Italy and all that. Like, so all this shit, whatever. But anyway, I'm not going to say that about him. I'm not even going to say that. But I will say this. He is a fucking liar.
I says, I
He may not be a rat, but he's a motherfucking liar.
talk to a lot of these black kids that need some direction in life. I said, I don't want to sit around and play cards and talk about war stories. I says, plus, I'm an active guy. I like to keep myself in shape. I said, we got to do our own time in here, Pete. Don't tell me how to do my time. I was respectful, but I made it very clear to him, you don't do that. And he said, well, some of these black guys, and I says, hey, Pete, let me explain something to you. I says, I'm in here, you know why? Because of an Italian guy, okay? A guy close to me that became an informant and put me in jail. So don't give me this black stuff or anything else. I said, we were our own worst enemies in that life. Let me make that clear. And I had that discussion with him, and I set the record straight. Now, I'm not saying he was racist. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting that tag on him. I think he's...
Yo, please just read in between the lines. I'm not saying he's racist. I'm just saying he didn't hang out with black people. He didn't really like black people. He just called them the N-word. But all the black people say the N-word. He just calls them niggas. But all black people say niggas, so that's not racist. It's the same thing, but with Hispanic people. You know what I'm saying? You be like, yo, they know that the black community sentiment is, yo, could y'all chill with saying nigga? Oh, I mean, you just want to still say it. So, all right. So then we just want to look at y'all as racist. Oh, no, we not racist. We just say the N-word even though y'all don't like us using that term. This basically what Michael Francis is saying right now. Well, I'm not going to say he's racist. I'm not going to put that card on him. I'm not going to say he's racist. And he just don't particularly like black people. It's not racist. Just don't give him any jobs. And anytime he sees them, he hollers the N-word. But, they use N-word in rap songs, right? It's not racist.
Passed away now. He originally came from Cleveland. I don't believe Sam Shortino was racist, in case you know those names. They were good guys. But, they said they had to stay with their own. A lot of the black guys asked me that. They said, Mike, why don't these guys really stay with us like you do? I says, let me explain this. That doesn't mean they're racist. They're more comfortable with their own kind. They eat the same food. They talk the same language. They play cards, just like some of you black guys. You get together, your backgrounds are similar. You're more comfortable with one another. Doesn't mean that you're racist because you don't hang out with each other.
You see how this dumb nigga tried to flip that stupid shit? What the fuck is this nigga talking about? What the fuck is this nigga talking about? Is this nigga serious? He not dead ass. He ain't just say that. I'm bugging. I'm high. I'm high. He ain't just say that shit. He ain't just say that. He ain't just say that stupid shit right there. He ain't just say they not racist because they hang out with their own. And they hang out with their own because they like to eat a certain type of food. They like doing things a certain type of way. That does not make them racist. So what about them using racial slurs? What about their anti-black sentiment? What about all of the institutional destruction that the Mafia also helped participate in the black community back in the days? What about that? We cannot just sit here and try to rewrite history, man. History is history for a reason. Let it be. Let it be, man. We knew y'all was racist. We was still calling ourselves Corleone and all this stuff. So now you gotta try to sit there and rewrite history. This alleged rat. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't have the proof in front of me right now. But if I would have knew if I knew he was gonna say this dumb shit, I would have had researched it before I even, you know what I'm saying? That's why I had the Stan Lee joint already ready, because, you know, I wanted to make sure. Sometimes you gotta dig a, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit, man. These white supremacists, they smart, man. They will play with the SEOs. They will scrub the internet. P. Diddy scrubbed the internet too a lot. That's another thing P. Diddy do. They'll play with the search engine optimization and all that. So you'll search some and mad other type of articles will come up, like, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be so lost in the mix of trying to find that, you know, that one freaking rat article that some independent journalist dropped fucking 5-6 years ago, or whatever the case may be, that only like 300 people saw, but it's like on the 10th, 11th page of the Google search. Like, you know, people not gonna make it there no more. I mean, probably in like 2005, you know, people would go that deep. But now, nigga, you go to like the second, third page. Nigga, that's it. It's quiet. Check YouTube, whatever the case may be. That's it. It's over. But a nigga like me, when I get on that research, yeah, we gonna take trips. We going everywhere. We want records. We want all that. But I ain't gonna go that deep, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, Michael Francis, he doing his thing or whatever. And shout out to Michael Francis. You know, I'm sorry that you gotta be collateral damage in this situation, you know, with the suspected white supremacists. Now, I'm pretty sure Michael Francis is not racist. You get what I'm trying to say? But the Mafia, come on, man. It is what it is, man. Like, it is what it is. Niggas ain't gonna lose no love for the Mafia or nothing like that, or like, you know what I mean, no respect for the Mafia, whatever the case may be. That's what y'all are. That's what y'all do. It is what it is. That's y'all thing. It is what it is, man. But don't start lying. Don't start rewriting history, because it makes you look scared. It makes y'all look like y'all trying to kowtow to. Come on, nah. You disrespecting your own legacy by doing this bullshit. Fat Joe is disrespecting Latinos' own history. Instead of Fat Joe going and finding all of the good, real Latino history, because there's real Latino leaders. There's real Latino leaders who really fought real wars and really did real political things. But they won't even highlight those people. Those people families are freaking dirt poor. Can't get a freaking TV interview to save their life to shed light on their story. But you want to be here telling lies to us. Niggas got to get off that. And even our allies in the Latinx community, y'all got to start like, yo, dude. Y'all got to start telling y'all people, yo, dude, why y'all so concerned about hip-hop? Why are you so concerned with what they doing? We have our own great history. We have our own accomplishments. We have our own music, like, you know what I'm saying, that we like. Why not hyper focus on that? Why not invest in films and books that put that information out? Like our good brother Tariq Nasheed do for us, like I do, I'm trying to do, you know what I'm saying, like TBA do, like, you get what I'm trying to say? Shout out to Jason Black. You know, you have to take pride in your culture, man. And that's what we doing for our foundational Black Americans. We not telling nobody, yo, you know, like, and that's why I hate when people get in my freaking comments and start trying to misrepresent what I'm saying, and oh, you don't like these people. No, you got the H word for these people. No. I just want better for my people. And we talking about the climate and the world that we live in that my people got to deal with. So at least for an hour, 2 hours, they could listen to this video and say, yo, you know what, man? I knew I wasn't bugging when my white employee said this and I said that, and then they did I'm white and I say so, and I didn't want to lose my job or whatever, so I kind of had to just back away. And sometimes that stuff linger on your mind and it drives people crazy. Nah, it's cool. Let her have that. Because it's a bigger war at play. It's a bigger battle at play. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. You got to know when it's the right time to take a L. Every loss is not a loss. Every loss is not a loss. You ever broke up with somebody and you felt heartbroken the first immediate months after, and then next year you glowed the fuck up? You thought you couldn't live a life without that person. You probably was ready to end it all. And then you realize, oh, this wasn't even a loss. This was a blessing. And what's a blessing? A blessing is just a lesson brought forth by the Lord. You understand? The blessing is just a lesson brought forth by the Lord. You understand me? You have to know that in order to win the big game, you may have to sacrifice the small one. You understand? So I don't want my people to feel wrong or be hard on themselves when they go to work and they put on their white voice. It's cool, man. Just make sure when you get off work, you in these chat rooms with the FBA family. Just make sure on the weekends, you at them events with the FBA family. Just make sure at night, you on websites of the FBA family. 5 to 10% of your check should be going to black-owned businesses or black something. Just maybe 5%. Just 5. That's all. 5%. That's $50 out of 500. Spend that with a black business, man. Start small, rise up. But I digress. Let's get back to this fucking clown lion trying to spread this new propaganda. Everybody listen. Everybody watch out for this too, because this is about to be the new narrative that they about to push. I promise you. It's gonna be the new one. It's gonna be the new one. It wasn't racist.
Well, you're different. I said, well, I'm different because I like to play ball with you guys, and I got to straighten your asses too. I says, let me explain this. That doesn't mean they're why, because of an Italian guy, okay, a guy close to me that became an informant and put me in jail. So don't give me this black stuff or anything else. I said, we were our own worst enemies in that life. Let me make that clear. And I had that discussion with him, and I set the record straight. Now, I'm not saying he was racist. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting that tag on him. I think he's passed away now. He originally came from Cleveland. I don't believe Sam Shortino was racist, in case you know those names. They were good guys. But, you know, they said they had to stay with their own. A lot of the black guys asked me that. They said, Mike, why don't these guys really stay with us like you do? I says, let me explain this. That doesn't mean they're racist.
Nobody asks me.
They're more comfortable with their own kind. They eat the same food. They talk the same language.
Black niggas don't give a fuck that much.
They play cards, just like some of you black guys. You get together, you know, your backgrounds are similar. You're more comfortable with one another. Doesn't mean that you're racist because you don't hang out with each other. Well, you're different. I said, well, I'm different because I like to play ball with you guys, and I got to straighten your asses out. I tell them, you know, I used to tease them. I said, because you're all a bunch of renegades.
You have to straighten their asses out? Nigga, who the fuck are you? Yo, these white supremacists, boy, they are crazy as hell.
But I want to make that clear.
Renegades, like, this what, nigga? Like, what is this? All this is dog whistling to the white community, man. That's all this shit is. Whole bunch of nonsense.
You know where this whole racist thing with Italians, with the mob against blacks came? In The Godfather. Godfather 1, where there's a scene, they're around the table, and Don Corleone is in a big meeting. They're trying to settle a big dispute. And one of the guys gets up, you know, one of the mob bosses, and says, you know, we're going to sell drugs in the black neighborhoods. They're animals anyhow. That's a movie, people. Don't take that seriously. A lot of stuff happens in the movie. That doesn't mean that every mob guy was racist at all. That's not true. So I hope you take that to the bank, and all you, my black brothers out there, and my brothers and sisters, okay, don't take offense for that, because all mob guys were not racist, and I hope this clears that up. Okay, I think that's it for today. Table and Don Corleone is they eat the same food, they talk the same language, they play cards, just like some of you black guys. You get together, you know, your backgrounds are similar, you're more comfortable with one another. Doesn't mean that you're racist because you don't hang out with each other. Well, you're different. I swear I'm different because I like to play ball with you guys, and I got to straighten your asses out. I tell them, you know, I used to tease them. I said, because you're all a bunch of renegades. But I want to make that clear. You know where this whole racist thing with Italians, with the mob against blacks came? In The Godfather. Godfather 1, where there's a scene, they're around the table, and Don Corleone is in a big meeting, they're trying to settle a big dispute, and one of the guys gets up, you know, one of the mob bosses, and says, you know, we're going to sell drugs in the black neighborhoods, they're animals anyhow. That's a movie, people.
Bro.
Don't take that serious.
Bro, that's real fucking life. That's real fucking life, man. Godfather, Harlem, and all that, man. Bumpy, look, listen. You know what I'm gonna do. By like next week, maybe like this week, next week, sometime, I'm gonna get one of these Harlem brothers, these older Harlem brothers to come up on here, but not older Harlem brothers. One of these Harlem elders. Let's come up on here. We gonna live stream. You know what I mean, go hop on the StreamYard or whatever the case may be. One of the number runners from back in the days, and we're gonna ask if that was not the Mafia sentiment in the 70s, 60s, 80s, or whatever the case may be. Keep the drugs in the niggas community. If y'all gonna get y'all, I mean, it was too much money being made for them not to get in. Just do not bring it over here. And they was not wrong for that. They was not wrong for that. That is a smart, brilliant thing that the Mafia did. That is brilliant. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. They protected their community. They protected their own. This is what FBA is doing. We're protecting our own. That's all. From the bullshit and propaganda like lies like this. We're protecting our own. Logic is the leader. Like our good brother Tariq Nasheed said. Just follow logic. Follow the truth to wherever it takes you. So there will be a continuing video that further debunks this. Cause I'm gonna get some Harlem cats up on the show. I promise you. I'm gonna get some Harlem elders on the show. Cause I used to be a cab driver in Harlem in like 2018, 2019. And this is why I like know this shit firsthand. I was at story time. I was a cab driver in Harlem, picking people up illegally. That's how my license was suspended. Now it's fixed. You know, I had to pay $2,500 and all that. Shout out to the DMV, whatever the case may be, and shout out to the mayor's office as well. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they definitely helping a lot of people with driving problems in New York City. So shout out to the mayor. I think de Blasio started it, and Eric Adams kind of like picked up on it. And you know, a lot of young black men who was just getting arrested so much for suspended licenses and stuff like that. You know, they have like a lot of programs and opportunities for people to fix their license. So if you have a New York driver's license, go to the DMV, schedule an appointment, go to the DMV and speak to them. And I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% sure, they will give you some type of program to get your license reinstated. Like literally, like you could owe $10,000, $20,000, whatever, suspended, whatever, revoked, whatever. Go there. The mayor, de Blasio, and Eric Adams, they have made a lot of new different laws, and they keep updating them and stuff like that because they don't want you know, a lot of those just frivolous charges that keep the jails backed up and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, story time. I was a cab driver in Harlem illegally, and I would like pick people up hailing cabs, whatever the case may be. So I'll be in Harlem, and you know, that's Manhattan or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like short, so you could just drive from like 145th to 125th, charge like $10, $12 or whatever, you know, easy money. And I would pick up like a lot of older black guys, and you know, you know, we would just be speaking and stuff like that. And the stories that we would have is just about different things. Some of these guys, like knew Malcolm X. Some of them just like met him. Some of them just like kind of seen him on a walk by. Not every one of them seen him and stuff like that, but you know, different people. But for the most part, a lot of the older guys that you speak to in Harlem, like 50, 60 years old, that like been living there for like, you know, since they was young, whatever the case may be. They've seen these people. They give you like, oh, like I found out so much stuff. Oh my God! Like one day, you know, I'm like piece by piece throughout the videos, I probably, you know, bring out different stories that told me, or whatever the case may be. But one in particular, you know, I had picked up a brother, whatever the case may be, an older guy, you know, and you know, he was one of those dudes that was like running around with Bumpy and all that, you know, back in the days, you know, and he you know, and just me liking Italian mafia movies and stuff like that, I would ask, oh my God,
What is it? Was they racist, man? Like, so was the movie racist and stuff like that? Was the Mafia racist?
No, I didn't ask him that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like Michael Francis just did, make up a question out of thin air just to spread some fucking fake-ass propaganda that some right-wing or left-wing fucking... some left-wing think tank told them to do or whatever. What it is. So I'm speaking to the dude or whatever the case may be, and I'm just like, yo, like, you know, back in the days and all that, like, you know, was it really like, you know, like how it was in the movies, and like y'all was running numbers, like, you know, like what, how was it? You feel me? He like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, you know, it was that's just like really like real, like, you know, we had he said like a negative term for Italians. You know, and he called them the derogatory term for Italians or whatever the case may be. He said we had those people over there on the east side of, I think he said Pleasant Avenue or something like that. Some place over there on like the east side of Harlem or whatever. And then he like, then, you know, he had other people, whatever. And we had to, you know what I'm saying? We really had to take him the ball. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going for it to stand the third. You know, that's why we love Bumpy in Harlem, man. You know, but you know, old people, hey, when they get into them stories, oh my God, they gotta go in. You know, cause Bumpy, man, listen, ain't nobody like Bumpy. You ain't never seen a nigga like Bumpy ever again, man. Ain't nobody go ever replace what Bumpy did. Bumpy was Bumpy. Bumpy took on the whole mob by himself. He came outside with a Superman cape on and said, "Come on, Mafia. Give me them bullets. I don't give a damn. My name is Bumpy Johnson. You gonna get this work." That's damn near how he said it. Like, nigga, what the fuck? This nigga Bumpy was a superhero? Super Bumpy to the rescue. Like, you know what I'm saying? But more or less, so that's how he kind of told it to me. So I took that as, you know what I mean? I interpreted it as the Mafia was racist. That's how I interpreted it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real. That's a real motherfucking story for you. You feel me? That's me being honest. Not some nigga with a phone that just came out of nowhere talking some goddamn bullshit that he just thought of out of left field because some left-wing think tank told him to do it because they secretly funded him and all that. He got he got damn near 1 million subscribers. He got these people's ear. You know what I'm saying? He got those pseudo cool them culture vulture white people's ear. So now they gonna throw this propaganda in the mix or whatever because they trying to all lives matter everything. They want to basically try to erase racism out the American history books. Well, if you want to erase racism, you're gonna have to start with reparations, baby. You're gonna have to start with reparations, baby. You're gonna have to start with some reparations, baby. If you want to erase racism. Stop with all the talking. Put your money where your mouth is, America. What the fuck is you talking about? They love talking about how they not racist. Well, put your motherfucking money where your mouth is, sir. You're not racist. Give us opportunities. Give us some money. Give us housing. Give us enough motherfucking food stamps that can last us through the motherfucking month and not run out in 2 goddamn weeks. Come on, man. Be talking that real over here, man. This ain't no listen. I don't know who y'all be going to, who y'all listen to, and all that. You gonna get the real right here. It's the best kept secret, you heard? You just gotta like the video. You even gotta share it. I know how we be sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep this low and all that. It's just too much information for the, you know what I'm saying, for the world to know. I feel you. Feel you on them. Felt them. You know, so it's not every day you come across the Prince of the South Bronx, Mr. Untouchable Dave motherfucking Dollars, you heard? Nah, let me stop playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself a little bit too much. But seriously, all jokes to the left. All jokes to the left. This is a part of an agenda. I don't know who from the higher ups. I don't know what powers that be. I don't know what's the name of the left-wing think tank that's pushing this new Latinos created hip-hop, Italians were not racist, the movies was lying agenda. I don't know who's pushing it. I don't know. I don't know if it's George Soros investing billions upon. I don't know. I don't know if that's where all Elon Musk money going. Cause I don't know how you so rich and ain't got an apartment to sleep in, nigga. Nigga. He probably that nigga spent billions on fucking propaganda. He like, nah, I'm gonna make y'all like me. Fuck is you talking about? I don't give a fuck, nigga. I got rich so you can like me. But he was already rich. His family was already born rich and all that. So he come from a rich family. So that is what it is. But this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is insane right here. I ain't even gonna lie. I am not. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, people like to try to differentiate, like, oh, Italians not like Anglo-Saxon white people, or like, you know, Italians and Sicilians, or Europeans and Irishmen and Americans. You know, they all different. Yeah, they have different cultures and stuff like that. But they all on code with one another. They are all on that white supremacist code. And the white supremacist code is what gives birth to $1 million worth of white skin, aka white privilege. And the guilt of that white privilege is what leads to white fragility. Everyone go pick up that book as well, White Fragility. The bootleg Tariq Nasheed. Like that white lady right there, she literally she want to be FBA so bad, you know what I'm saying? But she knows she can't be FBA, so she's like, yo, fuck it. I'm gonna be the White Fragility WFA. I don't freaking know. White Fragility American. I don't freaking know. WFA. That's what the fuck she is. Robin, whatever the fuck her name is. And shout out to her though, cause she definitely, you know, tried to do what she could do, but you know, I haven't really seen her in the spotlight since her book was like a bestseller and stuff like that. So now I kind of feel like it was a little grift, but it is what it is. If I got any interviews with that lady who did that, who wrote that book, White Fragility, Robin, whatever, you know, put it in the comments or whatever. I like to hear her speak. I'm not gonna lie, cause she be really getting up in there. I ain't gonna lie. She ain't Tariq Nasheed with it. She ain't like raw and all that, but she like a little passive aggressive, little Black Panther, a little white Black Panther, White Panther. That's what she is. She's a White Panther. Shout out to my White Panthers, man. Oh shit! Shout out to my White Panthers, yo, for real. Robin from White Fragility, that is a White Panther right there. On God, yo. All the allies now, the Latino allies, the white allies, y'all White Panthers. On the gang, y'all are now White motherfucking Panthers, bro. Dead ass. If you an ally, you're a White Panther. Dead ass. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Black Panthers and shout out to my White Panthers, man. Dead ass. Next thing you know, Marvel gonna have a fucking character called White Panther with a whole book and a whole series and this, that, and the third. And, we never seen your podcast. We never seen that on YouTube. What are you talking about? Man, we can put that idea ourselves, man, you know? But oh, man, this fucking dude, man.
Because a lot of stuff happens in the movie. That doesn't mean that every mob guy was racist at all. That's not true. So I hope you take that to the bank. And all you, my black brothers out there, and my brothers and sisters, okay, don't take offense for that because all mob guys were not racist. And I hope this clears that up.
We know all mob guys is not racist, bro. Like, of course, bro. But, you know, for the most part, y'all. And it is what it is. It don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, y'all still white and y'all still racist, and all white people are still racist. All white people are inherently racist, but I don't even know that they're racist. Because you doing this right here is racist. You lying to people like this is a form of racism. You know what form of racism that is? That's I'm white and I say so. Disregard the facts. Disregard the history. I'm telling you what it is, and you better listen. That's racism. That's white supremacy. That's a master-slave dynamic. Which is why they so afraid of being woke.
With the mob
Us
against
being woke.
blacks came in The Godfather. Godfather 1, where there's a scene, they're around the table and Don Corleone is in a big meeting, they're trying to settle a big dispute, and one of the guys gets up, one of the mob bosses.
Yeah, and Don Corleone was a fucking... Nah, I'm not playing. Don Corleone was LGBT though. LGBT.
That's a movie, people. Don't take that seriously. A lot of stuff happened.
Well, seriously, Don Corleone, yeah, the Godfather number 1, he was taking it in the buns, you heard? He was moist. Nigga was a bussy man, bussy boy. Nigga was bussy as hell. Yeah, so if you want to talk about reality, the reality is Don Corleone take it in the booty. And that's a whole fact. That ain't no, listen, that right there ain't no lie. Well, not no lie. That ain't no alleged. That ain't no alleged right there. That is not no allegedly. Damn, that's not the wrong freaking person. I don't even know this dude's name. There we go. Marlon Brando. This nigga Marlon Brando had a sex addiction. When I wake up, the first thing I think about is who am I gonna F today? How a sex-obsessed Marlon Brando broke binary rules and felt no shame sleeping with both women and men, including Richard Pryor. They always gotta put a black person in it. Listen, when one of their heroes do some craziness, somehow, some way, you gotta pin it back to black people. You got, but he was gay, but so was Richard Pryor. So if you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you want to talk about reality, it's a bussy. But you don't say that though. It's moist.
In the movie, that doesn't mean that every mob guy was racist at all. That's not true. So I hope you take that to the bank, and all you, my black brothers out there, and my brothers and sisters, okay?
I am not your brother.
Don't take offense for that, because all mob guys...
Now they want to take our words, brothers too? Come on, listen, that's another thing too. The term brother was invented by the Nation of Islam, by Elijah Muhammad, to unify black people in the early 50s and 40s, whatever the case may be. That was not a term that people was using. That's not a term that other Mafia, Mafia was using. That's not a term Latinos was using. Nobody was using brother. That term was created by the Nation of Islam specifically to unify black men and women. Now, I know there's many other definitions of, the term brother, whatever case be, but when we use that term brother, it means something totally different. Because we all experience the same struggle, so we all are a family. Literally. Once you have black skin, you're going to go through some shit. Because there is no place on earth where you could hide from white supremacy. Once you are born with black skin, you're going to go through some struggles, because there is no place on earth where you can hide from white supremacy. So don't try to bullshit me, man.
You guys were not racist, and I hope this clears that up. Okay? I think that's it for today. We got a lot of great things.
Man, that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit.
So I could pull up. I could call an OG. Fuck pull up. I could call an OG nigga from Harlem. That's cool. Whatever it is, that's cool. you know. But
That's actually not exactly true. Blacks and Italians were actually working together all the time. That's something that.
Now, no, Cool Herc is not the creator of hip hop, but he is like
the pioneer, first one to do the party jam, break beats.
He's like credited with it. You know what I'm saying? Like because he kind of legitimized it. He made sure that everybody had a place to go to. He had the big speakers.
Yeah, he did the rec party. He started playing the break beats and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. But there's other DJs before him was playing break beats and stuff like that.
Right. But they just didn't get that publicity and all of that. But that 1520 Sedgwick and the flyers and all of that, and it was actually some girls' party, like a back to school party and shit. That was the first. That's when they credit as the first jam, as Cool Herc's first jam. But obviously it wasn't even his first jam. It definitely wasn't the first part jam, and there was other DJs doing it. And there was Latinos out there.
Yeah,
there was Latinos out there.
Right. All right, so cool, right?
Italians out there too.
Lying ass nigga.
Right, but this is.
We was there. I'm telling you, my family's from Queens.
Hold on, let me email you these pics real quick, and then we're gonna speak on that. Yeah. So now, like I was saying, now I'm maybe they wasn't, right? And only reason why I say maybe they was and maybe they wasn't. Because in the 70s, it was not like a prevalent thing for Hispanics or Italians or Latinos to really be in hip hop, right? They was more like disco, whatever, salsa, whatever they was doing.
Right.
Lobster stuff, whatever. In case they be still calling people niggas and all that shit. That's cool. Whatever they was doing back then, But
that's actually not exactly true. Blacks and Italians were actually working together all the time. That's something that the movies perpetuated. That the mob was super.
Even Sada kind of looked up like what?
You go watch,
even that shit was even new to Sada. She's a whole Bedouin. Like she was gonna look like what?
That's Cool Herc's first jam, but obviously it wasn't even his first jam. It definitely wasn't the first part jam, and there was other DJs doing it. And there was Latinos out there.
Yeah,
there was Latinos out there.
All right, so cool, right?
Italians out there too.
Yo, this nigga just out people.
Right, but this is.
We was there. I'm telling you, my family's from Queens.
Like hip hop didn't even start in Queens. Like what the fuck they gotta do with anything?
These pics real quick, and then we're gonna speak on that. Yeah. So
what's that stupid shit she did?
Now, like I was saying, now I'm maybe they was and maybe they wasn't, right? And only reason why I say maybe they was and maybe they wasn't. Because in the 70s, it was not like a prevalent thing for Hispanics or Italians or Latinos to really be in hip hop, right? They was more like disco, whatever, salsa, whatever they was doing.
Right.
Lobster stuff, whatever. In case they be still calling people niggas and all that shit. That's cool. Whatever they was doing back then, But
that's actually not exactly true. Blacks and Italians were actually working together all the time. That's something that the movies perpetuated. That the mob was super racist and all that.
Look at Sada face.
You go watch Sammy the Bull or Michael Franzese. They got YouTube channels and shit. They talk about it all the time. They're like that shit is.
Pull up a Michael Franzese interview. Pull up a Michael Franzese interview right now. We'll say that so I could debunk that bullshit. So I could pull up. I could call an OG. Fuck pull up. I could call an OG nigga from Harlem right now. Like what? I knew Malcolm X, bro. Like we was going. This is real. Like what are you? You know what I'm saying? But that's right. Because
I've seen the actual interviews.
I don't want to get off the subject of like hip hop because like I said, Crazy like said it himself. Like and the moral like the real subject of debate is that foundational Black Americans or Black Americans created hip hop. We're not saying that y'all wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's okay. Like okay, cool. Y'all was in the audience. That's cool. And is that Fat Joe said that Latinos and Black people created hip hop 50-50. And we're like, whoa, that's not true. But that's why I said I wanted to take it back to the Busta Rhymes statement, because when Busta Rhymes said, Busta Rhymes is like, Caribbeans created hip hop. Now I'm half Jamaican.
Technically that's what they say. That's what they say. They
But
say the
that- but
Caribbeans
that's
really,
wrong.
really started it. Maybe, yeah, I think it's more of a,
He wanted to say technically that's true.
it's an American
But I was gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You know I was gonna be on that ass.
thing. Hip hop is 100% an American art form.
Yeah, and started by black.
You see how look at the semantics though. Look at the lying by omission. Hip hop is an American art form. No nigga. Cause I want to say the other word, but they done flagged me for that. They banned me for 30 days for saying that word. I know a word I want to say, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Fuck it. You want to be a nigga, so now you a nigga. Fuck is you talking about? But no.
Black Americans, and that's all black.
No, it was not Americans. It was black Americans. It was foundational black Americans who created hip hop. And this is why you have to watch those "What About the Crime in Chicago" Negroes who say, I'm not African American, I'm just American. Because guess what? Then all of our success and all of our hard work is then transferred back over to the conquerors because we don't own America. So the least we could do is own our name, own our designation. It should not just be black on the motherfucking job application. It should not just be black on the census. And shout out to California for changing that and trying to set the precedent for other states and stuff to change that. It's a difference between black immigrants and black Americans. It's not just black. We're not with this flat blackness. Story time. When I was a cab driver, I used to pick up Africans. And you know what all Africans used to tell me? I look at, and I wrote this on Twitter the other day, and someone tried to correct me, and I said this when I was in the Twitter space, someone tried to correct me, and I don't give a fuck how much times I try to correct me. This is always going to be how I feel about this next statement, and that's just that. I don't give a fuck. I would tell the African customer that I look at Africa as one big country, the whole continent. You know what they would always say to me? No. Every African is different. It's a little country in Africa. You have to understand. The African is like the European. You see how the Europe have all the white people, and then you have European, you have Irish, you have Germany. In Africa, you have Somali, you have Nigeria, you have Ethiopia. We are different African. We have different tribe. We kill each other because we just like to kill each other. You understand me? We are not the same black. You are a kata nigga. That's what they really want to say. What they really was trying to say was, you are a kata nigga, and I am black. You are not like me. You were slave. I am king. Yo, shout out to my Africans though, man. For real, bro. Y'all funny as hell, yo. Y'all funny as hell, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Y'all are funny people. For real, son. Like, I know I digress real quick, but yo, for real, bro. If y'all got African friends, they not funny though. Like, for real, like, all jokes to the left though. Like, Africans are some funny ass fucking people. For real. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But the tethers and all that, like, nah, we not with that. You feel me? All the jokes in the world, all that other shit, nah, I mean, it's cool, but listen, we not with that. And then in the chat, you got a nigga, you got the Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. Pause. Nah, that sound bad. Pause. Like, what the fuck? Sound like you think of some super masturbating ass nigga, some hyper fucking master. What the fuck? I forgot they call them people that masturbate. I forgot what they call it. Anyway, in New York, Latino African Americans always went hand in hand. Oh, God. In New York, you find Latinos who hang out with black people, yes, but for the most part, The same way how Michael Francis just said you have Italians who only hang out with their own people, there is a lot of Hispanic enclaves in which they only hang out with each other as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, black people keep letting Hispanic people, white people, Pakistani people, Indian people, Yemenis people, DJ Khaled people, fucking everybody join our circles, join our gangs. You cannot be black and join the Aryan Nation. You cannot be black and join any of those fucking Mexican gangs. But you could be Mexican and join a black gang. You could be white and join the Bloods. You could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay. So what is it really? Are you scared to say no? Because if you're scared to say no, then you can't be that much of a gangster. You understand? The black man going, like, listen, I'm not even going to say that. Fuck that. X that out. The real power comes in the form of no. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's not what you say yes to, it's what you say no to. And since black people don't have the ability to say no, you will always be in a subservient position. If you always have to say, yes, master, whatever you want to do, you can do. That's not gangster. That's not gangster. Which is why a lot of activists don't even respect gangsters. That's why niggas be clowning gangsters. That's why, in all honesty, outside of motherfucking, you know, jail or whatever the case may be, no one gives a fuck about a gangster. Even the Mafia trying to get away from that gangster title. We the only fools still on that nonsense, because it's like, yo, when you say you're a gangster, you can't even say no. You can't even tell a nigga, nah, you can't join the set. Nah, you can't. Nah, this ain't for you, homie. This for us. This ain't for you. Come on, man. And I ain't no motherfucking OG. I gotta just go with the motherfucking program. But at the end of the day, if I did have that much type of power or something like that, come on, best believe I'd be like, nah. But that's why I'm FBA. Because you can't be this without having it in your blood. If you ain't got that FBA blood running through your veins, you are not FBA. We not talking about your ancestry with your 1% blackness or whatever, because somebody got R-worded. Nah, no. We going back to that 1870 census. Can you track your lineage back to 1870? Because I can. My family was in South Carolina. Then they moved up north. Anytime I speak to somebody, I'm like, yo, where you from? Yo, New York. Where your family from? Like, where your grandma? Oh, they from New York. Where? So everybody just from New York, right? Okay. Tether alert. That's all that start beeping in my mind. Tether alert. That shit start going crazy in my head, bro. I'm telling you, man, that's what be flashing in my mind. Like, oh, your whole family from New York, word? Okay, copy. No, nobody go back then. Okay, cool, that's what's up. All right, whatever, cool. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, that just means that more than likely you come from an immigrant background. Your parents is probably immigrants. And usually those people have anti-black sentiments. And we not going for that, man.
listen,
Like, so with that being said, it's like, yo, nah, man, like, we can't just chalk it up to America. It was black Americans. Let's not do that.
It's an American thing. Hip hop is 100% an American art form.
Yeah, and started by black Americans, and that's all black. That's listen. The fight right now that they fighting for this the fight. Let me tell you the fight that was it. We're fighting for the world to know that black Americans started hip hop. That's all. That's all we want anybody to say. It's really not even that hard. Like really not that complicated.
It's not. You know and I'll break it down like this. Like so, the whole shit with remember Eminem and what's his name, my man Lord Jamar. Guests, white people and white rappers being a guest in the house of hip hop. The way I say it is this: black people created hip hop. Black people own the house. I'm not a guest though. I'm a tenant because I pay my way in this house. You see what I'm saying? I'm a tenant here. I might rent here, but I might not own the shit. But I'm not just a guest either. I rent a spot. I'm a tenant here because I've been here since day one. You understand? That's how I break it down. But you're absolutely right. Black Americans own the house. They started it. 100%. No question.
Real good to tenant and a guest.
No question. I mean,
if you want to go to
sure.
it is what it is. But at the same time, look. I think, right, like in 2022, like society has this problem with calling it what it is. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, us as black people, we know like this ain't our country. We say that shit to ourselves every day. We don't make lies about it, nothing like that. We don't say, well, you know, this whatever the situation may be, because that's going to like go down a whole different conversation. But we real about the situation, and then we have, I think, like Eminem, what people got mad at Eminem at was he kind of tried to step over like black people. Right now, you may
Eminem never said that though. That was his fans and shit.
No, I'm about to tell you, yes, he did. And I think, and like a lot of Anglo-Saxon people don't understand how black people interpret things. Right, so when Eminem put out that song "Rap God," he's stating that he's above the king Jay-Z. Like, oh, I'm not even the king. Like, it means like I'm a rap king, whatever. Then Eminem had an interview. I think he may have even said it in the song, whatever the case may be. He doubled down on him thinking that he's better than Jay-Z by saying like he's the only person who ripped Jay-Z and Renegade, which that is true. That is true. But
and he might be a better rapper than Jay-Z. That doesn't mean that he's not a better rapper than Jay-Z. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not even an Eminem fan, but I can admit that the man is a lyrical wordsmith. He's one of the best to ever put words together. No question. It's just that his voice and his content just really isn't for me. But I can admit and I can know and I can recognize his talent by all means. But he did say, and I can see that interview too, where he said Lord Jamar, he was like, I never would say that I was. He said I never said I wasn't a guest. He said I never said that I started. He never said black people wasn't. He said I never disagreed with him at all. He's like I agree. Eminem agreed. So it was his fans and the rhetoric and all of that, but Eminem straight up agreed with Lord Jamar in the interview.
But see, Eminem, of course, Eminem's going to say.
And Eminem did have that song about black girls where he was doing that shit where they remember you heard that shit where
Eminem said the N-word. We disregard that. Every white person said that. That ain't even. You didn't put that. You didn't hung that up and got it out of here. You know what I'm trying to say?
And black people, honestly, black people.
But you gotta understand, right? When we forgave that, you come down and say, "I'm a rap god."
He was about to say, and black people say derogatory things about white people. And he know that shit would have sounded stupid.
It's like, oh, now you're spitting in our face. Now we have to let you know what you are in this culture. You know what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're trying to say. If he said.
And that's that, man. Fuck what this nigga talking about. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck this nigga. Let's get to these comments real quick before we get up out of here. This shit went on long enough. I will be back with some more in-depth coverage of this. Not this particular interview, but just some of the facts and lies. My facts versus his lies in this entire thing. why I say it was also a New York phenomenon that did come from the FBA brothers. How did that Berlin electronic band Kraftwerk that also had inspired hip hop culture with their 1977 track Trans Europe Express? See what I'm saying? Nowadays, look at their reference points. DJ Khaled so's kind of pointless, showing receipts from early areas to this generation with their constant disbelief in mind states nowadays. Is why I say, what the fuck? I'm trying to see if he said something before that. What the fuck this nigga said? Latinos created hip hop wearing fitted hats and Timberlands. Oh shit, yo, this one got hilarious. But yeah, so it was a New York phenomenon that did come from FBA brothers. How about that Berlin electronic band Kraftwerk that has also inspired early hip hop culture with their 1977 track Trans Europe Express? Let's see what Trans Europe Express is real quick before we get up out of here, cause I don't. These white niggas influenced hip hop. Yo, get the fuck, yo, bro. Hold on, bro. These white niggas influence, bro. Okay, we gonna have to start modding niggas up. Okay, that's it. That is it. We getting some new mods today. We about to get some new mods. There's gonna be some mods. If you wanna pop up in this drink and you see that you're a moderator, just know, y'all could fucking thank ODJ77. Cause you gotta be trolling with this bullshit right here. You gotta be trolling with this shit. You gotta. Man, this nigga crazy. This nigga's crazy. I'm mute this real quick, just so I could hear this song real quick, so I won't get the copyright, because I know this is a freaking white supremacist, trying to basically get my video strike down because he knows it's about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know how that shit goes, so he trying to give me a copyright. I know how, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna mute it for like 2 seconds real quick and then listen to this song. Hold on. Okay. All right. I see what you're talking about. Okay. All right. I see what you're talking about. That's that fucking breakdancing beat. That. That's just a sample, sir. That does not mean they help create hip hop. That means some black men found a B-side on a vinyl track and made a better rendition of their artwork. That's what you call an upgrade. Period. We didn't have access to bands. We did not have access to musical instruments because we had no money. If we had money, if they would have been giving us our reparations, we could buy a guitar, a bass player, a drum set, maybe a home, so that we could practice in a garage like white families. And we would have literally created the rhythms and everything also. Like Marvin Gaye, like Funkadelic, like James Brown, like Stevie Wonder. That's before drugs had ravaged the hood. So parents would take their money, their job money, and spend it on their children getting a drum set or a guitar, whatever the case may be. The black community was strong in the 60s, man. That integration fucked us up. That all lives matter fucked us up. That not saying no fucked us up. This was told to me as a cab driver. We had our own buses, man. But white ice always better to black people. I don't know why. That's the programming. But best believe, this song right here did not really influence hip hop. It was just another breakbeat. That's all this was. So all this is another breakbeat. You know, and shout out to DITC. They was the king of digging in the crates and finding breakbeats. And you know, you had people like Fat Joe, who all he did was just tether. What he did? Look at him and Buster. Look at these two. I forgot. I think that's Steve Rifkin. I forgot this dude. I think that might be Steve Rifkin. I don't know. I forgot that dude's name. You see the plot. You see how Buster's smiling. You know, the bucket covering the eyes. He don't see no color. He don't see no racism. You know how the tethers do. Fat Joe with the white man. You know, they letting y'all know what it is, man. They letting y'all know what it is. This is what it is, man. These is tethers for real. Look at how close they are. They've been planning this for a minute. They've been planning this for a little minute. He got the hookah in his hand too. Fat Joe got a hookah in his hand. So shout out to Tookie, right? Yesterday she posted on Facebook. She like, yo, black men that smoke hookah look like lesbians. And then some nigga wrote in the comment like, well, I do like girls. Yeah, niggas be wild. But yeah, man, they've been planning, man. Like, these are the co-conspirators in the rewriting of Black history, man. This is an agenda. This isn't some simple lie here. This is an agenda. This is an agenda. This is coming from the higher ups. We gotta fight this with all our power. R.I.P. Big L. Like, we gotta really call it for what it is, man. This brother was surrounded. This Latino was surrounded by brothers. Surrounded. It's like 1994, 1995. Where were the Latinos? If they was there, where were the Latinos? If they was there 50-50, If they was there, why are they not here in the 90s? This is the 90s right here. You want to know why they not here? Because Fat Joe introduced Latinos to hip hop. If anything, to be real, Fat Joe kind of put his foot in his own mouth, if you want to be honest. Because he could have been credited with the highest position in Latin hip hop. See, but when you listen to that white man, he's not going to teach you how to empower yourself. That's the problem with that La Raza stuff, man. They not teaching y'all how to empower yourselves. They teaching y'all how to be like other people. To aspire to be other cultures and other people. No, take pride in your culture. Take pride in your salsa. I love Santana. Literally. The album with the lion on the front and all that, or whatever the case may be. One of the best. A lot of those songs that they play in the bodega, I like those songs. I don't know the name of them, but I know I like them. Honor your people. That's what foundational Black Americans is about. We're about honoring our people, honoring Harriet Tubman, honoring Nat Turner, honoring Frederick Douglass. We're not looking back to Egypt. We're not trying to be fighting with the Arabs over Egypt no more. We know that was brothers out there, ancient Kemet, but we off that right now. We don't want people disrespecting Harriet Tubman. Like when Kanye West was in a sunken place. The first person he came out and disrespected was Harriet Tubman. Because we have been taught not to respect our foundational Black American ancestors. Not no more. Not no more. Not no more. You can't tell me that they was there 50-50, but they wasn't even there 20 years later. Where are they? Where are they? This is 1994, 95. These are all Bronx guys here. The largest Hispanic population in New York City is in the Bronx. So where are they? They not here. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. I see where they came from. Okay, I see where they came from. Okay. Shout out to Big Pun. Shout out to Little Pun. Christopher Wallace. He was at the when they named the street after Big Pun over here in the Bronx on Fordham Road. I was out there. Shout out to Cuba Link. Shout out to Pun's son and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fat Joe, your own people don't rock with you. This is why you can't speak on Terror Squad. This is why you can't go and say, yo, you know what? I am the most influential Latin person in hip hop. And that you are. But guess what? You can't say that. Because you done did your whole crew dirty. All these Latinos that you love so much. 50-50 hip hop. You got Cuban links cut. You got Big Pun's family starving. I don't know if they still starving, but I know at one point, you know what I'm saying, when I seen them on foot, they was looking good. They was looking nice. They was looking healthy. They was looking, you know what I'm saying, very impeccable. Shout out to them. You feel me? Shout out to the Pun family and all that. Feel me? And somebody needs to kind of, you know what? I wish Pun's son kind of got on that like Bronx drill wave. He would body that. Like that fast rapping with the Bronx drill with that beats. Oh my God. That would be a whole new style he could bring to the, you know what I'm saying, to the table and all that. Like, niggas rocks with Latinx people, bro. Like, and that's why I don't never want people to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that racist, like I saw all that other clown shit. Niggas ain't rocking with all that. Yo, I'm black and I'm Latino, I'm black and Puerto Rican black. No, either you're black or you're Dominican. It's one or the other. There's no in between. And that's cool if you just want to be Dominican. There's nothing wrong with that. We got a problem with the anti-black behavior. Once that's corrected, then it's all love. But you have people like this, Fat Joe, who want to cause a division by saying lies and nonsense that he know is going to aggravate black people. And then he goes up to BET and tells BET let him be the host, which is going to further aggravate that black people to the point of protest. September 30th, Atlanta, Cobb Center, pull up. FBA, we out there. Pull up season continues. Donate to the Cash App. FBA versus the world. FBAvsTheWorld. Sign up for the subreddit. r/FBAvsTheWorld. I'm gonna have to hurry up and get a body because people text me and I got shit to do. My fault. Shit, you probably watching the motherfucking show. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, matter of fact, she can wait, man. Ain't nothing more important than this FBA business right here, man. This, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it, we gonna clock out at 3:30. Fuck it, y'all rocked out with me, man. We been here a minute too. Shout out to the whole chat, man. I love y'all for real. Y'all really rocked out with me, bro. On God, like I ain't gonna like, y'all really gang, bro. Like let me turn on the screen real quick. Hold on. Let me turn on the screen real quick. Y'all really gang, bro. Like y'all really gang, bro. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all really gang. Like I ain't gonna lie. I rock with y'all for real, the long way. Pause. You know what I'm saying? That niggas really motherfucking gang, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That niggas really fucking gang, man. For real, man. You already fucking know. You already know, man. Y'all niggas is gang, man. Y'all motherfucking gang, man. That motherfucking gang. You're nah, he's not playing. He's not playing with y'all. He's not playing, man. But seriously. Oh, yeah, like the shades and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. When you know, but yeah, you have violated your own Latino terror squad people, so you cannot even justify your own accomplishments no more. So now you got to kind of tether on to the creation of hip hop. These was your people. Let us remind him of his people. See, you see how the pictures change. You see how the pictures change when Big Pun got there. When Big Pun got around, niggas got big. Now the brothers is on the floor and they standing up. Go back a couple years, he was, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about right here, man. Can't make this shit up, man. They start by being around you and then they take what you got, you feel me? And do what they do. That's why we gotta call that shit out from the get. Catch me dolo, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? This is what Fat Joe like nowadays. You feel me? You know, maybe one or two brothers for the most part. You know, Hispanic. Gotta throw up the Illuminati sign over the brother head. Like, yeah, you know, we don't really rock with this brother, but Illuminati. You know, gotta have the body sign on his arm. And shout out to my bodies and all that too, man. Shout out to the bodies. But you know, Fat Joe, he was heavy on it. It is what it is. And I ain't gonna lie, this guy on the right, that look like the Coke Connect right there. I don't know who that is. I think that might be Pistol Pete, honestly. That ass, but we all know Pistol Pete is super racist. Not racist, but he participated in a race war when he was in jail. So take that as you want. Take that for what it is. This is him bringing in all these other people, the DJ Khaled's of the world. You go down to Miami and go put on a DJ before you put on your own Bronx DJs or whatever the case may be. See, oh man, yo, it's kind of sad because, you know, like, even if Fat Joe wanted to kind of be like, yo, listen, I'm the most, I've made the most contributions to hip hop, like, as a Latin American. You know, even if he say that, he would have to literally he would have to literally put a camera in front of Big Pun's family's face, Cuban Link and his family's face, and other people that he don't rock with face. And a lot of true things is gonna come out. A lot of slimy things is gonna come out. He can't do that. So he got to rebrand himself as this media personality. And when George Soros tell him it's time to spread that lie that Caribbeans and Latinos and Italians created hip hop so that we could sell more records overseas, because Spotify has now opened up the world market, because hip hop was geographically locked. Hip hop was geographically locked in America for a long period of time, but these streaming services opened up the floodgates. So now we have corporations with financial incentives. Man, that's how I know I gotta get off this shit. I'm fucking the words and shit. You know what I'm saying? But financial incentives for these people to go against the culture, for these people to rewrite the history. Because if you tell Caribbeans and Latinos and Italians they created hip hop, they won't feel like a culture vulture, or they won't feel like they're culturally appropriating when they're outside listening to it, when they're playing it in their cars, even though they're late to the party because they tried to speak down on it up until they realized, God damn, this is the greatest export of America, and it just increased by like 20 times when Spotify got introduced to the market. Now it's really worldwide. Now it's no controlling it now. So George Soros said, you know what? We gonna hire Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes. And we've been debunking these lies ever since. But what we gonna go into next, the next video, we gonna go into the Terror Squad history, man. I'm from the Bronx. We gonna get deep. Fuck it. Until we get that apology, we on their heels. This what it was. And that's Cuban Links right there. I'm right up with the black shirt. Matter of fact, say it on the shirt, Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cuban Links, man. Cool dude. I think I got a picture with Cuban Links also. 560. Whatever happened to 562? Let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do a video on Fat Joe's clothing line and what happened to that clothing line, because he did have that clothing line, FJ 560 or whatever. Look at Big Pun with a FUBU with a FUBU shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot tell me that FBA was not monumental, was not a monumental influence on Latinos in hip hop, when the greatest Latin rapper to ever live is wearing a FUBU shirt, literally an FB shirt, literally an FBA shirt, literally an FBA shirt. The best, the greatest Latin rapper of all times literally has on the FBA shirt. Listen, gentlemen, I rest my case, man. I rest my case, man. We sat here for 3 hours and 30 minutes, and I gave y'all my case. Let me know in the comments if I got it right, if I got it wrong. I'm sorry I held you for so long. I know a lot of people not gonna be able to watch this video for so freaking long. I'm gonna try to break it up and chop it up or whatever the case may be. Shout out to everybody that watched. 40 to the family, 80 high to the guys. FBA all day. Peace and reparations. Black is beautiful. And always remember, stand on your morals. Always learning, always growing, never knowing. Always learning, always growing, never knowing. We always growing as